Nice to see you. What's going on?
Not a whole lot.
Everything all right? Everything working out okay? What's the feeling?
As far as I can tell, yeah. Everything's
excited
great.
About a Friday morning? A little wet, but a little wild in the big city, Terry, or what?
Mm-hmm.
Had a good Thursday night. The typical, very fulfilling teaching of the kickboxing class and all that fun and frolics, or what?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Everything was
class
great.
Appreciating you more and more. They're just lining up around a couple of blocks for you, or not there yet? What's the story?
No, I mean, I have my usual people come, and, you know, it's good. Have no complaints.
My brother could make it again tonight, and my aunts, my uncles.
No, everything's good. I mean,
that's nice.
Yeah, how about with you? No mandatory sex night?
Well, actually, I'm not where you are, Terry. And last night, what can I tell you about last night? It was one of the few nights of my life where I was actually drinking alone in a bar. Yeah.
What?
And you take on that voice when you're drinking alone in a bar, like, give me another. Whether you like it or not, whether you're drunk or not. I was supposed to meet some people. We had an arrangement, I guess, and they had to cancel, so there I am, throwing them down, lighting them up, and it was a fun evening, believe it or not.
Wow, well, good to hear, good to hear.
Because you know how much I enjoy my own company.
Oh, yeah, I know. Definitely.
Way more than anybody else. So that's what, I don't know how often you drink by yourself alone in not a club really, Terry. It was a nice, kind of more upscale-ish, different than like the college days when I went to the little rat holes. But this is a nice bar, but not, no dance floor, no, nothing like that,
Mm-hmm.
No Vinnie the Pooh DJ screaming into the mic, all kind of profanity that you need to hear to get the night going.
Yeah, dancing on a barrel.
Yeah. Like that. This one's for the guy sitting like a loser over there in the corner. You poor mother trucker.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing like that kind of situation. It was a bar, I was supposed to, but it was a fun experience.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, good. Glad you had a great time.
Thankfully, I had a designated driver.
Oh, good. At least you're smart about it.
Anyway, no, I didn't drink too much, Terry. I'm still feeling it right now. No, it was wonderful. So that was my night. That I'm not necessarily proud of it, of course. No big story to tell about drinking alone in a bar, but there I was. And starting small talk with the regulars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good deal.
So I'm sure you're feeling like your night is a lot better now as compared to mine.
I was, my typical night. Yours sounds a little bit more exciting than mine, actually.
Hey, everyone likes the thought of just kind of wandering into a strange town where no one knows your name. Not that happened last night, but this takes it to a further degree. I was in a bar myself where I didn't know anyone, but it wasn't like I was in a strange town. Everyone likes the thought of just being able to get away. No one knows anything about you, especially ladies. They talk about this a lot. And just walking into a spot and being on your own. Do women, or am I imagining this, Terry? And just letting the chips fall where they may. And that's the whole slogan of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's just a bunch of bullcrap. It was a great PR move by a bunch of people that were working public relations for the city of Vegas, and they really needed it. Anyway, but that never really works out because you're always going with a bunch of friends, and everyone tells everyone, and by the time you get home, it's all over your little neighborhood that you're a big slut. Anyway, but if you go to a strange town by yourself for no good reason, that's the real definition of what happens in East Jessup, Nebraska, stays in Butt Munch, Iowa. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially if there's some butt munching going on. You know what I'm talking about?
Plenty of that in Iowa.
Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't call it that kind of night by any means, but everyone longs for that kind of night every so often in their life, right or wrong, no matter who they are, whether they're single, whether they're like the most happily married person in the world, or am I not correct?
I've had plenty of those nights.
I'm sure you are correct, yeah. Yeah.
Even the most happily married person in the world longs for that kind of night where no one knows their name, no one knows a thing about them. No one knows which eye is the glass eye. No one knows anything.
Right. Yeah. No, I actually would agree with you on that.
Well, maybe that's what I got a little taste of last night.
Wow.
Because the people that I was supposed to be hanging out with didn't show up, but we're sticking right past. And I was all by myself and enjoyed every second of it. Yes. Telling myself jokes, cracking myself up. It's wonderful.
Good.
Yes. So there you go. There you asked how my night was. There you have it.
Yeah, and like I said, it was more exciting than mine, even though mine was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of cool that you got to do something, like you say, different.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to top that, too. And as you know, I'm getting on a plane and going to L.A.
I know. Are you totally excited or what?
Try to tear up every so often I get this urge to try to tear up the poker world, and this is the big tournament of the year that happens once a year in Los Angeles, so I'll be there. And 80% of the people get knocked out by Sunday, Terry. So if I'm with you on Monday, you'll know it wasn't the best outcome. But if I'm live from Burbank on Monday, sitting next to Ryan Seacrest, who owes us one, and Rick Dees, who owes us nothing, like we haven't won anything, then you'll know that I'm still alive. But as I said, chances are 80% that I won't be. So there you go. All right? You all caught up now?
I am. It's great.
Yes. So we're ready to take on a little February Friday. Is this the last February? Is this the last Friday in February?
Yes.
What's today's date?
It is.
What is today's date?
22nd.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Isn't there one more then? Because 29th. Yeah.
It's a leap year.
Yeah.
Happening.
One more Friday.
The most bogus, non-discussed event that the world has. Leap Day.
Jeez.
Don't get me started. Really
feel bad for kids who were born on this day. What? They're what?
That's right. Anyone who's been alive 30 years but was born on a leap day is going to be 5.5. Or
right.
I guess they can't be a half. But they'll be about, 6 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. Can't wait to pee my pants in.
Yeah, every time... For some reason, teachers, I remember, love telling that story. I know someone that was born on a leap day. I just remember a lot of teachers, like in elementary school and middle school, saying, you can be born on a leap day, and then you'd be 5 years old when you're 30, so it'll be who?
Teachers have the dumbest stories ever.
Well,
it's because you hear them all the time.
We will come back. We're going to be taking a lot of calls today. We're going to be doing a lot of things that need to be done for a Friday before we hit this semi-final weekend. This is the final weekend of February, even though there's a leap day next Friday. The final weekend of February is upon us. And we'll bring it all in right after these words. Don.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Is this the guy who called the other day who wanted to come on and tell us about how him and his girlfriend, they role play to keep their sex life all exciting every month, and you wanted to tell us some dramatic story that had happened to you recently? Is that who you are? Is that you, Don?
Yes, it is.
And I was just about to get to your call. I was excited to take your call. I had previewed your call, and then you went by the wayside. You hung up. You were no longer there. What happened?
I had to get myself into work.
Ah, man's a working man, Terry.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
No, just one of those. Is this a girlfriend? Is it a wife? What's the status of your social life?
No, it's my wife. I was just calling to find out.
Of course, you don't really need to role play with your girlfriend, Terry. The sex is still relatively exciting, even if it's a long-term relationship. But with your wife, you got to get creative, or else things are going to get really boring. Now, Don.
Yes.
Am I correct? Am I accurate in saying it's once a month that you and your wife, on a monthly basis, decide to really just become other people and role play and go into that whole mode, or what?
Yeah, we try to do it at least once a month to keep as you get older, and sure Terry can relate to this, you got to keep your life active.
Wow. So, at least once a month. And something happened the other day that made you wonder whether role-playing is the way to go for the future, because it shook you to the very core. Is that right?
Yes, I was just trying to figure out why a man can't take his wife to a motel and bring the ruckus without getting harassed by the police.
All right, well, it depends what high society hotels you decided to go to. You already have described it as a motel, and maybe that was part of your role-playing. Maybe you just wanted to Did you kind of, in the role-playing decision-making moments, did you decide to make it like she would be your prostitute, you would be her client, and you had negotiated things through the website, and now you were meeting up at the Sleazy Ranch Motel, or what?
Well, no, we planned it earlier in the morning, and then I was there, and she came all dressed up, all sleazy and hookerish looking.
The role modeling thing, the plan was that she was going to be a hooker on that night. She was going to play the part of a common crack hooker hoe kind of individual. Is that right?
That's right.
That'll keep the marriage fresh, huh, Terry?
That's why they're at the motel. You got to keep it real, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got to be realistic. Got to feel the moment.
Right.
Got to know your role. Don probably knows his roles pretty well. And if she's going to play the part of some crack hoe, Terry, she can't be showing up at a Hyatt.
Oh, true.
You know?
Right, gotcha.
All right, so Don, even though he's loaded with cash, I'm sure, takes his wife in order to play the part and feel the moment and truly convince himself that he's not Don anymore, that he's some guy who's just really out and soliciting some low-class prostitute. He's got to follow through with all that needs to be put in place. So you go and you show up at the hotel. Your wife's there on time as per your plans of the morning. You planned it out over breakfast, a little bagel with light cream cheese, and this was the plan, and you met her at the motel, and what happens next?
Well, we was inside, and it was probably about 20, 25 minutes into it, and got a knock on the door, and she looked out the window, and it was Tumwater's finest.
Now, let me see if I understand exactly what was happening here. When she showed up, let's go back to that. What was she wearing? What was her outfit? What was the costume that transferred her? And I'm sure it was a really hefty leap of a transfer from the lovely, wholesome wife that you married to the just raunchy, seedy hooker hoe type that you were longing to have sex with on this particular role-playing night. What was she wearing?
Well, she had like knee-high, long black boots on, leather boots. She had a black leather skirt on and a lacy.
Was this all her? Are these all her items, or she had to borrow from friends, or do you not know how she got together this particular outfit?
No, I went out and bought them for her.
Wow,
oh, you did.
nice.
So this is a real plan. This is a real planned out role playing night that they have on a regular basis.
Yeah,
they buy costumes for each other.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does.
I have an errand.
Wow. So
days before the night in question, where the police came knocking on the window of the motel, you went out and you purchased props and costumes for your wife and yourself.
Yes.
And you bought her the knee highs just for this night.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we might use them again someday.
I'm sure they can be used again. Mm-hmm.
Why did you buy me a paper bag? That's weird.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, we've had that for years. So I just want you to use it tonight.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, so you're at the motel, and she's got the knee highs on, and you've taken everything else off, and you're pounding away on your own wife, but she's not your wife on this particular night. She's a low-class hooker.
Ooh.
I mean, is low-class part of the equation, or is that just my synopsis?
No. Very high class.
Oh, high class.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't be more off.
He doesn't go cheap, man. Come on, except for the hotel.
Was there an exchange of payment as far as the role playing? Do you take it that far? Do you actually give your wife money and make it like it's a real prostitute to John transaction, or what?
Yeah, we negotiated a price and everything, and I put the money on the counter, and we did the whole thing.
Seriously?
Seriously.
You negotiated the price in the hotel, outside the hotel, out in your car? What?
No, we negotiated the price in the room when she got there. She acted like,
a hooker.
Yep.
She acted like a hooker, and you guys did your best not to, break into a smile. You did your best to not feel it all like you knew each other.
No, we tried to act like perfect strangers.
That's ridiculous.
That is craziness.
And yet, kind of cool.
At some point, you just be like, man, what are we doing? This is stupid.
I know. At some point, do you just start smiling or laughing or feeling like you just can't go any further with it because it's just so silly, or you're such good actors and you're so into the moment and you're so good at role playing with one another and it means so much to your marriage that you're able to pull it off no problem?
Well, no, I called her by her name one time, and she kind of told me it would be over if I called her by her name again. So
Start over. Cut. Start over.
You do have moments where you slip up.
Yes.
Wow.
But she negotiated a price with you like she is who she was, and you haggled with her, I'm sure, and then the money that was agreed upon was to do what services on this particular night with your hooker there, Don?
I was to be her sex slave.
Oh, a little less than him, huh?
Yes, and so
is that the typical arrangement with a high-class hooker with the knee-highs in a motel that you're going to be the sex slave? Is that typically what goes on in real prostitute transactions, Terry? I'm not so sure.
I don't know.
Paying you to be your sex slave?
Well, I'm sure it probably, I mean, at least...
Some guys, maybe.
Some guys, yeah.
All right, so am I missing any details up to this point? You negotiated like you didn't know her for a day of your life, and you've actually been married to this woman for how long?
7 years.
7 years. And you guys have always role-played like this the whole time?
How long have you been doing this?
Since probably, 2-3 months after I met her.
Really?
So going beyond 7 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Did you keep that up that whole time?
Is this the first time you ever did the prostitute in the motel kind of scenario, or no? Or
Yeah,
that
was the first time for that.
Really?
What other things have you done?
We played like strangers picking up a hitchhiker.
Were you like
on the side with her thumb in the air just so you could get a little role-playing moment going?
No way!
Does she make a sign?
No, we just...
Does she have an arrow pointing to her VJ? What kind of situation
the one time she parked her car at the store, and she got out by the freeway entrance, and I came around the corner, and she put her thumb out, and I picked her up.
Wow, that is wild.
Terry, now, is it also, while being wild, is it unfortunate that these two have to go to such lengths to keep their marriage fresh, to keep their relationship fire burning?
No, I think I commend them. I mean, for
putting in the work.
Yeah. I mean, that actually shows that they truly enjoy it. And
one could say that they have to convince themselves that they're not people that even know each other in order to get excited.
But that's kind of fun. I mean, you just even said, as a happily married, person, there are times that you kind of wish you like the situation you were in last night. You go to a bar and nobody knows you. I know, but that's, still kind of the same thing.
Now, honey, you're going to be married. You walk up to me and tell me how hot I am.
But I think that's great. I think, and it started prior to their marriage, so it's not to keep their marriage fresh.
Let's go back to the other night. The police started knocking on the window, and what happens? They saw you make this kind of arrangement in the parking lot, and they had followed you to the motel room, or what?
No, the lady that works in the office or whatever seen her come and knock on the door, so she thought she was a prostitute, so she called the police.
Okay, so let me say again, if I understand the role playing, you had already posted up in the motel room, and then your wife came knocking on the door. The front desk worker of the motel spotted this woman walking and knocking on the door, and obviously she was clearly looking like a prostitute, and that's why she called the police. So you and your wife didn't go into the motel room together. She had met you there by knocking on the door.
Yeah, she came about 20 minutes later.
Wow, you guys really work hard at this. Unbelievable.
It is, but and not only that, but they've been doing it longer than 7 years, and they come up with different scenarios, and this was the first time they actually did the hooker thing.
Donnie boy.
She doesn't know his name at this point.
Yeah, she doesn't know him. Remember, he's just a faceless John.
They don't even use real names. Even if she gets to know him, he's not Don on that night. What name did you use for your for your hooker the other night when she knocked on the door and you met and greeted her? Yeah, met and greeted her at the front door of the motel there. What was the name you went by? Do you remember?
Amber.
No, you went by Amber?
No, she went by Amber. I went by Steve.
Amber and Steve.
Amber and Steve.
So, Don didn't get arrested the other night. It was Steve and Amber. So the police saw her and knocked on the door, and you had to come up with the explanation that seemed kind of far-fetched, but it happened to be the truth. And what was the police's reaction to this? Did you tell them what was going on?
Well, it was a little bit more exciting because she had already I was kind of like tied up to the bed, and they opened up the door, and there was not really much that they could do. She threw the blanket over me real quick because I was just kind of laying there exposed.
If you're going to be her sex slave, what are you doing tied to the bed?
Well, she was doing some mean things to me.
Mean things. Oh, you're my sex slave.
Terry's got it.
So she had you in bondage, that kind of sex slave.
Yes.
It wasn't like you had to cater to her every whim type of sex slave.
That is it.
Got it. And what kind of surprise was there on your face when you realized that it wasn't really the police, it was the next-door neighbor who is now involved in your role-playing?
Well, I mean, it was kind of embarrassing. I mean, I had to lay there, and they were asking questions, and finally I convinced them to let me get inside.
It wasn't the neighbor, it was a real policeman. Oh, what a shame. Okay. So, did they bring you down to the station, or you just answered questions there and they pretty much ended it, or how did it all work out?
Well, no, they kept us in the room. I showed them my ID and stuff, and then she had to go around the corner. One of the officers escorted her around the corner.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Let her
She had to get her driver's license out to show that she was my wife, and we explained to them what was going on. And
Where are you holding that?
They said that they're trying to clean up the prostitution in the area.
And did they let you go ultimately or not?
Yes, they did. They let us go.
They did. No citation, no kind of getting the squad car situation, nothing like that?
No.
Okay, so did this add or subtract from the passion level of the night?
Well, it added to it a little bit. It gave us an idea that I think our next one we're going to try to do is I'll be a police officer and she'll be somebody that I'm going to be arresting.
You would think if they have been doing this all the time that they claim they have, Terry, for over 7 years, that they would have gone through these scenarios a long time ago. You would think that the prostitute coming to the hotel of the John Terry would have been something they had already done in their role-playing. But he's making it seem like it's the first time they've ever done things like this, and next time he's going to be a police officer. Don, you must be pretty creative if you haven't gone through those scenarios yet.
That seems like a common one.
No, them are just common ones.
Well, they don't like they're waiting for the common ones when they really are hard up for something. Right. It seems like that is crazy.
So did you finish was the transaction completed after the police left, yes or no? Or did you pretty much cut your losses and go home and make yourself the TV dinners and sit on the couch and watch American Idol?
God, I hate you.
No, they told us to have a good night, and they left us alone, and we continued on with our business.
There you go.
Wow.
So it's a happy ending.
That's great.
All right, Don, nice story, I guess.
What a great story, actually.
Thanks for sharing, buddy. Anytime you have some other stories that are interesting, be sure to call up and share.
Well, I will. Next time we do one, I'll call back and let you know how it turns out.
All right. There he is. It's Don Terry. Working overtime to keep that marriage fire burning.
No kidding.
Well, you see, officer, it's a really funny thing.
Yeah, check my wallet over there. I can't get to it. I'm all tied up.
Officer's just like, dude, you are just a weirdo.
You're a sick, twisted man.
All you had to do is marry like a hot woman. You wouldn't need to go through all this trouble to get the public zone.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, wait, no, T-Man, that'll be next week. I'll act like you're a hot woman.
Oh. No, I'm sure Don's married to a beauty. Who knows? I don't know. 1-866-663 T-Man. It's going to be a big day for calls, Terry. I know you got some big news that you want to share with us this morning. Do you not?
I do, actually. Do you want it now?
I think I know what you're going to tell us first and foremost. How about we take a break, and when we get back, you'll hit us with the big news of the morning.
Now, that's a tease, my friend.
Yes, what a tease.
Into teases. You can do the tease thing.
You're very good.
And we'll do that right after these words.
The T-Man Show.
A flu epidemic is taking its toll on the American Idol.
I hear you had bronchitis, had a cold, you're coughing.
Favorite Carly Smithson had a coughing fit right after her performance, and Christy Lee Cook barely made it through her song.
She's got that bad flu.
But as usual, there was no sympathy from Simon.
Yeah. Bronchitis, flu, whatever.
Bronchitis.
You missed it last night because you were out and about, but they
was on again last night?
Yeah, well, because they had to kick off 4 people. 2 girls, 2 guys, and I
thought like Tuesday and Wednesday was enough. It was on again last night.
Yeah, because
why not? How about every night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, last night was all right, fine, the kickoff. Yeah.
The kickoff. But they also previewed Paula Abdul's new little video to her new song with Randy Jackson.
She did a performance of it at the Super Bowl before Alicia Keys went on. It was just a nightmare. She better stick to judging. And even we know how solid a judge and a speaker she is. So, that's the top of the range as far as what she's capable of these days. I'm not thinking this is the best move for her. But, all right, whatever. She wants to ride the wave that she's on over the past number of years from American Idol and try to sell some CDs. Go for it. What did it look like?
I mean, of course the video is great. You got Randy Jackson there, doing his guitar thing and jamming with her. And, but it's all lip syncing, which is so funny because she's all sitting up there telling people how to sing. It's great.
Okay.
It's just...
What else? What's the big news?
Here's my big news for you this morning. J-Lo had her baby. Oh!
Exciting, yes. Sorry to steal your thunder.
You did. She had twins, as everybody has been reporting. A boy and a girl just past midnight this morning at the hospital in Long Island, New York. No names yet have been revealed.
But it was a boy and a girl, which obviously is clearly meaning that it wasn't identical twins. Good thing for that, Terry, because identical twins are really freaky. Last thing in the world I'd ever want to be is his identical twin. I'd feel too damn sorry for whatever brother I had. And the second to last thing I'd ever want is to be the parent of identical twins. My gosh.
If you don't believe us, then watch The Shining and the scary twins on that movie.
Okay.
Yes, the Crepesville personified. I mean, even it was bad enough when I was in college, there was this dude that people would walk up to me and be like, "Hey, Pete." And I'd be like, "No, my name is not Pete. Get away from me." And they'd be like, "Oh, my gosh, you look just like this other guy who's in my frat." I'm like, "Well, I feel sorry for that douchebag. Now get the hell out of here." There was this dude who was like 2 years younger than me. I was like a junior. I had to spend 2 years at school with people on occasion coming up because we kind of looked alike, and that was enough for me to just realize I don't want to look like anyone else, and I'm sure, the feeling is mutual, and let's just go about the world that way, please.
Did Pete have any luck with the ladies or no?
Yeah.
Oh, Pete was just tearing it up left and right, don't you know?
Should have jumped in on his territory. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely Pete.
Well, he was in Sigma Alpha Mu. And
Moo.
That was actually one of the bigger, Sammy as they call it, one of the bigger fraternities on our campus as far as what girls considered the cool, hot, rich guys. So all the dudes in that frat got laid pretty much on a regular basis. So, I just, drew my own T-shirt and, "Hey, it's Pete here. How you doing, baby?" And reap the benefits in that way. But I never wanted to be a frat boy, Terry, except every once in a while when an opportunistic moment presented itself, and then I was Pete from Sammy. But J-Lo having fraternal twins is a lovely thing, Terry.
Yes. And also...
We're all very excited. We're all sending our cards and well wishes.
Oh, good. Also in baby news this morning and twins news this morning, it looks like, according to the National Enquirer, that Jessica Alba is having twins.
So twins are in.
Twins are in.
Twins are what's now?
Yes.
If you're only having one stinking baby, you're not getting it done these days.
That is correct.
You got to get two for the price of one at your baby-making experience. Twins are in.
Right.
There's been a run on twins, Terry.
There has, yeah. Marsha Cross.
Who
Marsha
else?
Cross just had twins.
Marsha Cross, of course. Right.
Yes.
Marquee name of them all. Marsha Cross started it all. She had the first twins in this little trend that's going on. And is there anyone else? I feel like there's a run on twins happening.
Julia
right
Roberts and her twins, of course, are what, a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, maybe like over the past year to a year and a half. Didn't someone kind of big time have twins as well, or am I overblowing it?
Terry said them all.
No, there's another, besides Marsha Cross, another
Somebody
woman.
else. There's some big timer out there that had twins.
Who's an older woman, too. Oh, geez.
Older woman.
God, what is her name? She was in, why am I?
All right, it doesn't really matter, but Jessica Alba is keeping up with the times.
Yeah, it seems
the times are clearly stating that if you're only having one stinking baby.
Right.
You are not what's now and what's wow.
Right, you better find another one quick.
If you know what's hot, if you know what's in, if you know what's trendy, you're having twins.
Well, and the other rumor is that
creepy identical twins.
Angelina Jolie is pregnant again and with twins. That's the rumor too.
She's having twins as well.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Oh, you think she's going to let Jessica Alba have twins? She'll be like, oh, yeah, great, Brad. Make me look like an idiot. All right, so that's also the word. That twins will be coming for Brangelina.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Twins are in.
They are. Definitely.
Anything else that needs to be...
Yeah. There is something else. Jamie Lynn Spears' mom, Lynn Spears.
More pregnancy news.
More pregnancy news, yeah.
That's very good, too.
That is true.
A very good radio move, don't you know? You are truly a radio professional. Keeping it all in the same vein. Keeping it all in the under the heading of pregnancy news.
Yes.
I don't even know if you're aware of what you were doing, but that's what you're doing. This is all and more pregnancy news now, T-Man.
And more pregnancy news now, T-Man.
Yeah, say it all cheesy like that.
All right. And now, T-Man, more pregnancy news. Jamie Lynn Spears' mother, Lynn Spears.
Can a 16-year-old have twins, Terry?
Yes, they can.
Bet she's got some preggy twins.
I bet. She has actually banned Jamie Lynn's boyfriend from spending the night at the family's home in Louisiana.
You mean the boyfriend who's going to be the father to this child that's on the way?
Yeah, the baby daddy? Yeah.
I love that term. Now Lynn Spears has decided to ban him from the home.
From spending the night at the home, yes. In Louisiana, yes.
Kind of like falls under the heading of a day late, a dollar short there, Lynn, or what? Every parenting move this woman makes is just laughable, or what? Does she think, even when she tries to make it look like she's being a parent, even when she makes an attempt, and we hear something that she's done that would be, something parental, is just the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. She's already pregnant. He's got to be a part of your lives for the rest of time. Now you tell him he's not allowed. You're not allowed to spend the night. Too little. Too late.
Oh.
Which one do you like better? A day late, a dollar short, or too little, too late? A day late, a dollar short.
Ooh, that was...
I think I like that one.
Miss Lynn Spears.
Okay.
Or do you like, Lynn, your decision on not letting Jamie Lynn's boyfriend stay over for the night is too little, too late.
Oh, I'll go with that one. I like the pause.
You like the dramatic pause there?
Yeah, I do.
I could do the dramatic pause with the day late, a dollar short.
We'll try that one, because let me hear it.
Lynn Spears' decision, Terry?
Yes.
A ridiculous, just white trash, double wide parenting tactical move as Jamie Lynn's boyfriend's concerned, and telling him he can't spend the night is a day late, a dollar short.
Oh, I still like
I should have done a day late, a dollar short. It sounds even more much more impactful, Terry.
Yeah.
Let me try it again.
Okay.
A day late, a dollar short.
Ooh, wow, that wasn't bad. I still like the other one.
You like the other one better?
Yeah, I still
with the other one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't there a third?
We're still waiting for the exit poll to come in, though.
Okay.
Is there a third to go with?
There was.
Yeah, that's too little, too late, a day late, a dollar short. I
guess not.
I could probably come up with one.
I'm sure you could.
You can lead a gift horse to water, but can't look him in the mouth and make him drink.
What?
A stupid, a retard, a parent, a move. I mean, seriously, what is she thinking?
I know, I agree. How ridiculous.
The dude has already knocked up your daughter. What is it going to do now if he stays over? If anything, you should be trying to build a bond between your family and this young man, since obviously your daughter is keeping the child and you want to make it as nice a transition into her newfound world as possible.
Yeah. No,
you got to go home, because I know what you two are up to. You think? Does that just seem ridiculous, or am I missing something?
No, you're absolutely right. It is totally ridiculous.
Where were you when she needed a you?
Nowhere to be found.
My gosh, is Lynn Spears just time and time again just proving that Brittany and Jamie Lynn had no shot.
I know.
No shot. If she's trying to go beyond the Call of Duty to prove that she's just as dumb as a wall, Terry, this may be the capper.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take your ass home, not with my daughter.
I know. You might try something.
Miss Spears, she's already 4 months pregnant. I know, but I got to be a parent at some point in my life. So, I think the parent thing to do is to send you home at this point.
Yeah.
I already knocked up your daughter, Miss Spears. Too little, too late.
I have to actually give credit to Brittany now for not freaking out earlier, considering.
Oh, yeah, she waited. She waited a while.
Held up. Yeah. Now that we know just how pretty stupid Britney Spears' mom truly is, the fact that Brittany held up and stayed relatively sane and strong until the age of about 23 is really more to her credit than anyone ever gave her credit for. So, yes, Brittany, on this day, we do tribute you. We pay tribute to Britney Spears for going against the genes, the hereditary little pool that was really riding hard against her.
Yeah.
What were the words you used? Ban the boyfriend from the home?
Banned the boyfriend from the home.
I mean, am I missing something? Did they get in a fight or something?
No.
Or is she just trying to be a parent
I
now
think
all
she's
of a
just
sudden?
trying to be a parent all of a sudden.
Is this, again, I can't overstate this. Is this just stupid or what?
She wants people to think that that's not why they got pregnant, because of them doing it in her house, probably. So.
Oh, yeah, that's
She really wants to emphasize, well, that's always been my rule. But what they do outside of the house, I can't control.
Right. Yeah.
So now can I still sell my book on how to be a great parent?
Yes.
Yeah, just about 9 months ago, the thought was out there that we were going to be reading a book around now that Brittany's mom was writing on how to be a better parent.
Tell me more. Can't wait to go to the next chapter. This is going to be so good.
Yeah.
So when your daughter shaves her head and beats somebody's car with an umbrella, what do I do in that situation?
1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. Well, maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's never too late to try to be a parent, and even though Jamie Spears is pregnant, there are some people out there that are going to say, hey, she's trying to do what a parent should do when a boy is trying to stay over the home of a 16-year-old girl, and it's getting late, and it should be time for a boy that age to be going home. Maybe some people out there are going to say, hey, I think finally she's woken up and smelled the coffee. Yeah, it's a little too late, but don't knock her around for this too hard, Mr. T-Man. Is that what some people are going to say? And they better say Mr. T-Man, too. It's not Mr. T-Man, sir. Let's find out. 1-866-663-T-Man. Brock has been waiting a while to talk. I don't know if he wants to talk about this. Yes, Brock.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Pretty good, Brock. I'm glad you called in on a Friday. What's up?
Nothing. I was calling to give my opinion on twins.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like you guys said. I agree. They suck.
Wow.
I don't know. I said they suck. I just said they kind of creep me out. There's a difference, you know?
They annoy me. I got a problem. My brother and I, everywhere we go, people think we're twins, and it gets pretty annoying because
so you're not
I'm
twins, but you look so much like your brother that people think you're twins.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't even say that we look so much alike. You can probably tell we're brothers, but
the average person out there,
near twins.
The average person always comes up to you and says, "Are you guys twins?" Which is probably even more annoying than if you were twins.
Exactly, I'm sure it is, but yeah, I'm 2.5 years older than him, and
that actually used to happen, believe it or not, with me and my sister, who's 3 years older than me.
Really?
And when we were young, people would be like, "Are you guys twins?"
Oh,
I'm like, "Well, I'm a boy, and yeah, we're 3 years apart." But get out of my face. Wow. 1-866-663-T-MAN is the toll-free number. 866-663-T-MAN. Kevin, you're up.
What's up?
How are you, Kevin?
All right.
No, don't tell me that you, I got a feeling you called in just because you want to try to say the fun line that everyone's going to be saying now as it pertains to Ms. Spears, Miss Lynn Spears, who all of a sudden now wants to be Mother of the Year. Do you want to give it a whirl, or what'd you call for, Kevin?
No, I don't feel like saying that. I don't feel good right now.
Come on, you know,
but yeah, it may
make you feel better if you go, too little.
Second part.
Too late. Or you could choose to say, he's a man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Who's a whore?
Really cleaning out the sinuses today.
He's a man whore. Oh, yeah, that's the equivalent of Vicks Vapor Up.
I know.
Exactly right. One of those, Kevin, come on. Don't be shy. It'll make you feel good. You want to say one of those or what?
Too little. Too late.
I can't believe you really did it.
Never too sick to say that.
Mm-hmm. Didn't that make you feel good, Kevin? You know you're going to be saying it all through the day now.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you called for or no?
Nope. Just say, what's up, Mr. T-Man?
Okay.
Oh.
It's nice of you to say.
Yeah, well, that's what you require, Mr. T-Man. Sir.
1-866-663 T-Man. Steve in Danville, you're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing, T-Man?
Pretty good. What's up, Steve?
Well, I live in the Bay Area, but I'm from Louisiana. I just moved out here 2-3 years ago, and I grew up down in Louisiana. And sad but true, as beautiful as the ladies are in Louisiana, probably some of your upper top-notch women in the country, sad but true, what you're seeing in the Spears family is well representative of the ladies down in
Really? You're going to tell me?
Especially southern Louisiana.
Even though you were exposed to a lot that Louisiana people have to offer, which I'm sure is fascinating, you're going to tell me it doesn't strike you as just weird / about as stupid as it gets for a mom to be walking into the room where her pregnant daughter and her boyfriend are sitting and tell the boy, oh, look at the time, it's 10:30, you better get your ass home because we don't do it like that here. You're not going to tell me that that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of in your life, even though you come from Louisiana, Steve. Is that what you're going to say to me?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally agreeing with you on that because you know what? She's not the only mom. I can't tell you how many moms I've heard that saying, well, I can only control, what goes on in this house. What goes on outside of this house, it's not my responsibility. So, like I said, this is totally representative of the women, as beautiful as they are. From a moralistic point of view and self-esteem standards, they need some help.
I'm sure they are pretty beautiful as far as Southern
standards are concerned. They're gorgeous, especially on campus of LSU.
I don't doubt that if you can handle the Southern accent, which sounds pretty retarded to me. But if you can, deal with that, the women do look pretty good. And but tell me there wasn't just that little moment, maybe not so little, where Jamie Lynn and her boyfriend just looked at each other more like, is she serious? I'm sitting here when I'm starting a show, and she's telling my boyfriend he's got to go home? Why? What can he do to me? Is this the most stupid thing you've ever heard of in your life?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
And it all stems from a parent. It all stems from a mother who feels guilty, who knows she's done her kids wrong, and is now, even though it's a too late, Terry, and that is the understatement of the century, trying to do her best to be a parent all of a sudden.
Right.
Well, guess what? You were a little late to the party, Lynn. A day late, $1 short.
Whoa, sure.
I think I'm liking that one better, Terry. I'm not sure. Garrett, you're on the air.
Hey? Good morning, T-Man. Good morning, Dad.
There's 17 Garretts waiting for us, so yes, if you're the Garrett, then...
Garrett, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in it. I believe it's actually they're exaggerating it to be more of a publicity stunt. I think the bigger sister's not getting enough media attention, and they're either missing it or they're hungry for it, and they're just trying to do anything they can to get more media hype.
Who is? Jamie Lynn and her mom? Who's trying to get more media hype? The whole Spears family? They're not getting enough media hype?
Probably yes, the whole Spears family. Probably the mom head Spears it because the daughter got pregnant. Okay, she didn't tell her to do that, obviously, but now she's telling everything to the media. Bringing it all out.
If you can get knocked up at 16, we'd really be able to get the headlines away from your sister, and we would be able to finally get ours, because that damn older sister of yours doesn't talk to me enough and doesn't treat me with enough respect, so we need more tabloid headlines. So get your ass knocked up by that guy.
Yeah, and get kicked off the Disney Channel because you're not pure anymore.
Garrett, I'm really not sure, but thank you for giving us your 2 cents, as you said. I think we have to make change, actually, with that comment, but that's okay. That's all right, Gary. We're happy you called. I read recently, Terry.
Yes?
I don't remember what the exact number is, but according to what these tabloids depend on Britney for, Britney herself, she's like $1 billion industry to them. You see all the tabloid paparazzi dudes running around with their heads cut off, willing to risk their lives across 5-lane highways to get a picture of Britney in a car for half a second. You don't realize how much money the tabloids have coming in. Maybe you realize to an extent, but to the fullest extent is staggering of how much Britney's life is worth to them.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of magazines with her on the cover that she sells is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So she is such an enterprise in an area where she's not even getting any of that money that it would blow you away. Lisa, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey. My question is, where are we focusing on, Jamie Lynn and her mom? What about this boy? I mean, where's his family in this? I mean, if he's 16, does he go to school? You know, what's going on?
How old is the dude who knocked up little Jamie Lynn, Terry? Is he
I'm not
17,
sure.
16 as well? What's the story on him? We haven't heard much about him.
Yeah, we really haven't.
Yeah, I mean, what is he trying to stay at the Spears house thinking money, free ride? Hey, I already knocked up the daughter.
No, he's in a group. He's
Maybe he just wants to stay with the girl who's about to have his child. I mean, maybe he doesn't realize that he's too young to be having a baby yet. It'll hit him sooner or later, but he's all maybe filled with gusto, gung-ho about the thought of being the father of a child at this point and wants to be around her. Only to be told by Mom, this is not appropriate.
Oh,
you better go home. It's past 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Or maybe he's thinking, hey, she's already pregnant. What's going to matter? We can keep going at it. She ain't going to get more pregnant.
Casey is 19, and by the way, I just found a news story. I don't know how accurate it is.
So the dude who knocked her up is 19.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I knew that.
Yeah, and apparently, according to this news story...
and he's in a band. Well, who isn't, Terry? All right, yeah, according to the news story, what?
They're saying that he could face statutory rape charges. Because he's 19 and she's 16, yeah. And there's not
He's in a band?
He is. I don't know.
Maybe in a roundabout way, he's thinking Britney Spears, music industry, Jamie Lynn. Hey,
yeah,
you know
think?
what?
I think there was something that attracted him to Jamie Lynn Spears. If that's what you're trying to connect as far as the dots, I think you're onto something, honey. All right, no doubt about it. I think he might have been after Jamie Lynn for reasons other than she was pretty.
Right.
I think you might be onto something. Thank you for your wisdom. About as wise as the comment of Jamie Lynn's mom, Lynn Spears, who, if you're just waking up this morning, Terry has floored me. Yes, believe it or not, Terry, I'm floored by the stupidity level of Britney Spears' mom, who, read it again, Terry. Read it exactly how you read it earlier this morning. Like you're reading it for the first time. Tell me the story like you're reading it to me for the first time, because I still can't believe my frickin' ears.
And in keeping in pregnancy news, T-Man.
Oh, you're really going to make it official here.
Yes. Jamie Lynn Spears' mother, Lynn Spears.
Well, I stepped over you. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Take two.
Okay. And keeping in the pregnancy news, T-Man.
Why? I'm interested to hear what you have to do. Flub it, Terry. Come on, let's do it again. One more time. Come on. I'm feeling the pressure now.
Are you ready?
Pressure, yes. Yeah, hold on. Let me check myself. Okay, now I'm ready.
And keeping it in the pregnancy news, T-Man. Jamie Lynn Spears' mother.
God, I totally blanked here. I totally spaced. I don't know what I should have said. I don't know what I wanted to say. I don't know where I was going with it. Obviously, I went nowhere fast. Let's do it again. I have something very special to say before you get fully into the story. Go ahead. Right. Take four. Mm-hmm.
And keeping it in the pregnancy news, T-Man.
Why? What do you have to tell me about pregnancy news there, Terry?
Well, that Jamie Lynn Spears' mother, Lynn Spears, has banned Jamie Lynn's boyfriend from spending the night at the family's home in Louisiana.
Well, that's just stupid.
Yes, it is.
She's already pregnant.
Understand. The only thing really...
Unbelievable. Now we stepped on each other again there, Terry. Just awkward. A day late. Say it with me, Terry. $1. No, you say it by yourself. Come on, let me hear you say it.
No, I hate this.
This could only be summed up.
I'm so bad.
Terry, I went along with you with the little goober voice. Come on, this could only be summed up in one statement, Terry. And what is that statement as it pertains to Britney Spears' mom ridiculously trying to send the boyfriend who knocked up her youngest daughter home because it's getting a little late and you can't spend the night at the house? What is the cliche that best fits this circumstance?
A day late, $1 short.
All right, you're really not into the moment, Terry. You're just going through the motions, and I can tell. I want to feel your enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's like mandatory sex night, huh?
There couldn't be. I've said this to my wife 100 times. This couldn't be a more dead-on cliche to just capture everything that needs to be said about Jamie Lynn's mom's ridiculous parenting idea all of a sudden out of the blue.
Okay.
A day late, $1 short.
Okay.
Forget it, Terry. You don't have it in you.
Well, I know.
1-866-663 T-Man. We'll be back with more after these words.
They are skinny, super skinny, no bulging muscles. They have matchstick legs, and they're all the rage. The rail-thin male model is dominating the catwalk.
Wow.
It started at Dior, and now the look is everywhere.
You hearing this, Terry?
Ew.
The skinny man is in.
Ew.
The anorexic-looking piano leg man is what's happening.
Ew.
Terry is a little old school, and I don't know if she's setting the trends these days as far as what's in and what's not, but
Probably
you definitely
not.
hear her reaction. Her reaction is clearly one of disdain. She is giving you the clear ew indicator.
I need some booty on the man.
Terry likes a nice big apple ass.
I do.
Really?
I need some muscles. I need some, something.
As you
I
called
don't
it
need
back in the day.
VTP.
Oh, jeez.
As you called it back in the day, Terry, beefcakey?
No, not even that, but jeez.
Well, Vinnie the Pooh, yes, being all of 132 pounds is certainly doing right as far as what's in all the modeling magazines and even the runway models, from what I'm hearing this story is going to tell us about. All the men on the catwalk are skin and
They are
bones.
skinny, super skinny, no bulging muscles. They have matchstick legs, and they're all the rage. The rail-thin male model is dominating the catwalk. It started at Dior, and now the look is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Once upon a time, it was all about muscular, swaggering models.
See, that's why I lost 25 pounds, Terry. I used to be 205, 6'1",
No, I know you
205, and all of a sudden, 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to lose some weight. I'm down to about 178, 180 now, Terry, and I didn't know why I was doing it. I just felt the urge, the interest to do it. I'm very on top of the weight situation. I'm actually a naturally skinny guy, so it actually came pretty easy to me, but I was trying to figure out, why am I doing this? Now I know why, because I sense the trend,
So you're going to be on the catwalk soon?
and I can't help but be in. That's the bottom line here.
Oh, okay.
Whether I like it or not. Catwalks, I don't know if you'll be seeing me making the big pivot anytime soon.
The skinny model trend made headlines recently in the New York Times. These are the guys lots of designers and magazines have deemed hot. Zach Russell is 6'2", weighs 155 pounds.
All right, now that's a little ridiculous.
Wow.
You know how skinny I would look at 155? My gosh.
Yeah.
I wonder how I would look at 155.
Yeah, I
feel
do
like
too.
I swear, I feel like I'm skin and bones at 180.
Well,
I feel really skinny.
And you got 25 more pounds to go, mister.
Go! You're in! You're in!
If you offer me enough cash, I can get it done in a month and a half.
Oh, I'm
Come
sure you
on.
could.
You can
Month
lose
and a
25
half.
pounds more?
Oh, I bet he
In
could.
a month and a half.
Really?
Yes.
No less. Yes.
Then you can fit
It's harder
in
for
some-
me to keep on weight. It was harder for me to be at 205. I was working my ass off in the gym and all those steroids and everything for no, I never did that. Get me in front of Congress. It was harder for me to have to eat 5 meals a day. I'd eat 5 meals a day to keep 205 on.
But you don't have 25 pounds to lose, I don't think. Come on. It's a lot of
Month
weight.
and a half. Bet me a grand.
Wow.
I would look like just
Death.
death.
It might be worth it for a grand to see you look like death.
No.
Wow. Look like death.
You'd be
That's
in
not-
girl jeans.
Well, it's what's in, Terry. Men in girl jeans and piano legs, yeah.
These are the guys lots of designers and magazines have deemed hot. Zach Russell is 6'2", weighs 155 pounds, and has a 29-inch waist.
29-inch waist.
Sweet.
Wow.
Pretty sexy there.
My waist went down to 33. I was excited.
Gosh.
29.
What woman wants to be with a man that they could break in half?
Well, she could put her hand around his midsection with one hand.
I mean, no woman, unless they're a size
you're not
0.
today's woman, all right? Now, listen, you're very, people love you, there's no doubt. A lot of people hate you, but you're listened to on a large scale, but doesn't mean you know what's in. All right? Don't speak for today's woman. You speak for yesterday's woman and like it.
I am.
Plenty of women like Vinnie the Pooh. He's got no problem.
Yeah, but
a lot of women, not in Vegas, of course.
Right.
But a lot of women, from what we hear, are MySpacing, emailing, all kinds of text messaging, trying to hook up with Vinnie the Pooh, and whether he's doing it underground or DL, whatever the case may be, I don't know. But I have told him time and time again he better start acting out a lot more than he is.
Right.
But there is no doubt that there is a serious interest level and then some from the ladies out there in the listening audience when they see Vinnie the Pooh's picture. I mean, when they first hear his voice, it's ridiculous. They think it's a girl. But then when they go to the website, thetmanshow.com, if they go to his MySpace... I mean, Vinnie, speak for yourself. Are you near a microphone or what? This is your moment. This is your shining moment. Terry would always make fun of you for being so skinny.
Thin as thin.
And now here's the confirmation.
Get on the catwalk, baby. Get on it.
Here's the confirmation that you were looking for. Yeah, you have no ass to be found, and you're very, very thin. But that is what is out there as far as what women are interested in these days that are your age.
Oh, yeah. Sexy. Get on that catwalk. Ooh.
Oh, jeez. Catwalk. What was that?
I think Terry's just a little bitter and angry that she has no grasp on what's in.
No, I
that's what I'm sensing, Terry.
No, not at all. I can't
even hear Vinnie whatever Mikey's on there, but that's the tone of your voice, Terry, is just you coming to the realization. It's all of a sudden hitting you hard out of nowhere that everything you thought was hot just isn't today. And that stings. That hurts. So you're not relevant.
Oh.
So I'm in, you're out.
I never said I was in the first
I don't
place.
think Terry's body is out. Actually, Terry's body is in, but her thoughts... I mean, Terry's got a big, thick apple ass herself.
Yeah.
Her thoughts of what's in as far as men, she's realizing now we're way off. Way off. That's a shame, Terry. To have to wake up and realize that you weren't even on the same planet that you thought you were.
I guess not.
It's bound to happen someday.
Yeah.
Travis Fitzsimmons is 6 feet, weighs 148 pounds, and has a 30-inch waist. And believe it or not, Travis says once a model agent told him he could stand to lose a few pounds.
Yeah, you're eating too much there, kid. Lunch is now out as far as you're concerned. If you want to keep your job here, son.
Okay, got it.
He's not thin enough at 6 foot, 130, what'd they say he was?
48 maybe or something?
Wow.
And has a 30-inch waist. And believe it or not,
what was it again?
Is 6 feet, weighs 148 pounds, and has a 30-inch waist. And believe it or not, Travis says once a model agent told him he could stand to lose a few pounds.
Being a male model, there is almost as much pressure as a female model.
A lot of pressure. Especially on his prostate. Wow, he's being told, hey, dude, what's with the rolls? Look at you jiggling all around the office here. You better slim down a little bit. He's being told he's not skinny enough.
Yeah, that is...
Are you getting all this, Terry?
I am.
Does this disgust you? It sounds like it disgusts you.
I just, the whole skinny scarecrow, girly shape.
Scarecrow?
Yes.
So you think this is an inaccurate story, maybe? Do you think that this doesn't represent what the masses of women out there are feeling?
Yes.
Well,
I think models are one thing. I truly think that, the whole perception of the catwalk and all that's all good and everything for the catwalk. But everyday life, you gotta be kidding me.
The actual club world, the actual people that are going out tonight, whatever spot is going to be just tearing it up. You're saying the women there are looking for thicker guys with more muscular bodies and
defined, lean muscle. Yes.
I just don't think women don't like guys that are smaller than them. I think that's the key.
Right.
Well, I'm not so sure that even you, Hotshot, are aware the times change and the catwalk and the modeling pages represent the thoughts of what's going on in the minds of people that are out there. But maybe a lot of people are going to agree with you. Maybe a lot of women are going to call up saying, oh, that's disgusting. I would never want to be with a guy who's 150 pounds, 145 pounds. Mm-hmm. But maybe they also would be more in the out-of-touch category as opposed to those who are alive and keeping up with what the trends are at the second, at the moment. Mm-hmm. This is what women are into.
When the trends come back around, I'm going to be dialed in. I'm so hip. Look at me.
But believe it or not, and I'm actually going...
That's due to happen, let me check my watch, in about 13 years.
Okay, I'm actually going to pay Vinnie a compliment because although he is a bit on the skinny side, he's not like Scarecrow skinny, no muscle. He's got some definition to him.
That's because you've been putting the pressure on him. He didn't realize how out of touch you were, and now he's going to go back to his natural state and lose about 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right.
Conforming to Terry's peer pressure little antics. You didn't realize how off she was and how right you were.
But he's got some definition to him. It's not just, that whole...
He's going to lose that quick. If there's a muscle to be found, it is out. It is not with the times. No trace of muscularity on the men out there is what women want.
Weighs 148 pounds and has a 30-inch waist. And believe it or not, Travis says once a model agent told him he could stand to lose a few pounds.
Wow. So you're telling me to go to the bathroom right now and just throw up everything I ate all day? Or?
Wow. I haven't eaten anything all day, so can't throw up.
See, I got to admit, I didn't even know it was to this extent, Terry, but I think you better take this seriously. I don't think you can just brush this off. I don't think you just sweep this news under the carpet, Terry. This is eye-opening stuff. I knew that there was the trend happening where, what trends are out there? No one's even using hair gel or hair products really much anymore. Everyone's getting skinnier, even men, and I didn't realize, however, to the extent that men need to get skinny these days. You got your work cut out for you this weekend there, Hotshot.
See, I thought women like skinny, but I picture like Matthew McConaughey skinny.
Right.
With a little muscle.
Right, with a little definition.
Not Chris Martin from Coldplay.
But that is again, a catwalk thing. I think the model world is something, it's not a reality type thing. That's not real world to me.
Well, you know our listeners are real world, Terry. And just about every last one of them is going to be going out tonight. Let's find out what the ladies are going to be looking for tonight. Are you going to be looking for a 145-pounder or a 170-pounder with a nice foundation of muscularity?
How about 290 call now? Nobody
365 and tons to love? What are you into? Because the story goes that we just played now a number of times. That maybe it's not full-fledged yet, but at least that's where it's headed, Terry. It all starts with what's in the magazines. The media decides what is attractive. And that's the way it's skewing. So even if you get your wish, and I can tell it's almost a wish now of yours, to make you seem like you're not that out of touch and that the women are going to say, yeah, Terry, you're right, I'm not looking for any skinny, just twig of a guy. Maybe they're not realizing that 6 months from now they will start to come around because this is the way it's skewing. Chad, you're on the air.
Hey, man, I have a problem with Terry this morning.
Oh, jeez.
I'm a little pissed off.
All right, why's that?
I can't believe that a flat-nosed, fat-ass Filipino woman is going to be complaining about a skinny guy.
Wow, he brought your race into it, Terry.
I know.
Think that?
Hey, whatever.
Flat-nosed, fat-ass. Whoa.
I didn't even hear what he said about her nose.
Skinny-ass white boy here, you know. Flat nose, yeah.
The only thing that's going to be breaking a skinny guy in half is finding a woman with 5 kids with 6 different dads. No, it's going to break a guy.
Jeez. Man, this guy's
and how many
personal now, Terry.
Oh, well, he's upset because I probably didn't give him any time of day when he was trying to...
Oh, jeez, yeah, back in, I don't know, maybe it was last week, maybe it was 6 years ago. He made a move on you, and you shot him down, and he's finally getting his moment. Is that what you're thinking, Terry?
Maybe so. But he just can't get any play anywhere.
Your feeling is that you don't want to be with a guy, and no woman you know and no woman you're feeling wants to be with a guy that she's scared she's going to break in half if she decides to get a little freaky sexually.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Hotshot even said that too. I think that sure, there's those little petite, skinny girls out there who can exchange clothes with the little skinny model guy,
right,
and they love that.
120-pound girl's not going to mind.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think your average girl who's, and the average woman these days is not, 99 pounds and I mean, that's not the average.
Well, you used to accuse Vinnie the Pooh because he was on the slighter side and wasn't interested in working out and didn't have any motivation for going to the gym and getting muscular. You used to accuse him of being gay because of that. You used to make references to homosexuality, Terry. And if there's a whole new slew of guys that are very heterosexual,
go, baby, go.
Getting the last laugh here.
Snap.
That have no interest in getting any muscularity, because why would they? It's not in. And yet there is as masculine, as heterosexual as any woman would ever want them. Maybe you have to start realizing that's the way it is skewing these days, Terry, and admit that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Really, I thought you'd be all over this, but whatever. Anyway, let's see. Where do we go from here? Keisha, you're on the air. Hello, Keisha.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. What can I do for you?
Oh, okay. Well, I called a long time ago whenever you guys were talking about the Britney Spears thing, and that one guy said that all women are from Louisiana are like that. That's not true. I'm from
moved on from that one here, but skinny guys now. Debbie, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, Debbie.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wow. I believe Terry, because I don't even think it's a trend, because every woman already knows, like, you know, what they're looking for, and it's not it depends on the person. Like, it really depends. Like guys, too. Every guy is maybe looking for, you know, their certain type. Because, like, just because,
right.
Right, isn't that right? Because, like, I personally, like, for every guy I ever dated, they were always different. It depends on your personal perception, I think.
All right, fine. Maybe you're set in your ways, Debbie. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 25.
All right, so you're way past your prime. So, what I'm saying is, it takes time for things to skew, but the media has a great ability of determining for you what's good looking. The media has long since decided for you what's attractive and what's not. They have decided what bone structures work as far as your facial situation is concerned. They've decided what hairstyles are in. That's the way it always has been. Now, maybe you're an old dog that can't be taught new tricks. But as far as where we're morphing here is all I'm talking about. And you better have your eyes opened. You better be aware that it's starting to show some serious signs and then some. That the days of even the lean, muscular guys may be going by the wayside. And the real lean, no muscle to be found, 30-inch waist guy is what we're going to be striving for.
So do women want a guy that can maybe protect them in public, or does that not matter anymore?
Maybe that doesn't matter anymore. Maybe women carry enough mace they don't need. A guy can't defend a woman as well as her little bottle of mace, and she just wants a guy that looks good. And what looks good is starting to change, perhaps.
Terry?
Yeah, what do you got to say about this?
Well, again, you know, because I'm just old and out of, you know, irrelevant, as you guys like to say. So it doesn't matter. You guys say it every day.
I'm trying to keep you aware.
I don't need. It doesn't really matter.
Listen to the hostility and the bitterness.
I'm bitter because I can't get a skinny guy because I'm just too fat. Got the apple bottom ass and the flat nose and ugly face.
I've been telling you that
20 kids.
Obviously, the skinny guy is into the body that you're sporting, Terry, and the skinny younger guy is always going to be into the more experienced lady, so you're still very relevant in that case. I just want you to make sure that you're hooking up with the right guys. You're not making a fool of yourself by, I don't know, screwing links from American Gladiators, the 80s version, because that guy is out. That anabolic steroid look is history. The Muscle and Fitness cover, throw it at the back of the newsstand. And I'm not happy about this. I love going to the gym and working out as much as anyone. And now I don't think I can be seen dead there, Terry.
Working out's for wussies.
There you go.
Nico, you're on the air.
Hey, T, man, you're just like, I don't know. I think you and Hotshot Scott was in the room chilling before you came on the air, but you're like way off on this one, man.
Hey, don't even blame me. I'm getting an echo on his phone for some reason. I'm just listening to the story. I'm hearing what's going on in the modeling pages of all the popular magazines. I'm just pretty much taking it and running with it. This is not me coming on saying, yeah, Terry, I picked up on this new trend. No, you just heard the story.
When heroin chic women were on the runway, I don't think all those guys were looking for skinny, frail women like that.
Right. All the waif models, you mean?
They were telling us then this was the trend, but I never liked no skinny woman. And I think Terry is right. Terry is right because a woman, I mean, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I'm a 5'10" guy. I used to weigh like 45, and now I'm about 195, and I think I get much more play as a thicker, more healthier looking guy than I was when I was skinny.
Yep.
Crackish. Crackish will never be in.
By women Terry's age. How old are you?
Not by women Terry's age.
I was born in 77. I'm like at the borderline. I'm 30.
Okay, so you're 30 years old. Not really in as far as what today's trends able to keep up with it minute by minute.
But truly, if that's the case, how many like really hot looking waif type guys are out there in the world?
Even his point, Terry, even when he said, the Kate Moss is the waif model thing that happened 10 years ago or so that started scaring everyone. It didn't necessarily turn every girl into waifs, thankfully, but it certainly did put a lot more pressure that is still hanging around today on this obsessive need to be a skinnier type. Now, thankfully, guys, and you can thank a lot of black guys for this, Terry, made the thicker woman more of an in person than ever before. So hopefully that's starting to skew as well. And I'm not saying this trend about skinny and non-muscular guys is going to take hold. I'm not saying it's going to take over, but it is trying. It's making an effort to become a regular part of not just pop culture, but what you're seeing in your clubs of America. Vinnie the Pooh dancing on a barrel will be the heftiest guy that'll be sporting himself on that barrel that evening.
Go ahead.
Just can't leave nothing alone.
Go ahead, skinny boy.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I'm in. I'm in.
You are in.
What is your exact weight as it stands right now? Because I know you have felt the pressure from Terry and been doing those 10-day pass workouts to 24-hour fitness and have put on a couple of pounds. What do you weigh right now, Vinnie the Pooh?
3 digits now, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I bulked up a little bit. I'm about 160.
Woo!
160.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, hearing about this, does it make you tempted to try to lose a few pounds? You're going to stay where you are? You're going to keep doing what you're doing, which is lately working out and trying to add a couple of pounds?
The gym routines, it was good, but, I mean, I'm too lazy for all that, so I think I might be done.
Well, that could be part of it. It could be part of a symptom of a lazy generation that says, hey, working out is stupid anyway because you don't look good when you work out. And you're not in because we've decided, and the media is deciding now that that's not in. It all ties into a lazier person. It doesn't have to go to the gym and, spot me. One more. Blow it out. That day is over.
Boy, are you strong.
I just want to max out today, so I just want to try to do this once.
Max out.
That kind of philosophy is passé.
Well, maybe I'll take a pass on the gym then these days. If I pass on the gym, I ain't getting skinny.
If you pass on the if you pass on the gym, you're adding pounds.
You think?
To your 300-pound frame?
It's not good pounds.
Yeah, it's fat pounds.
That's right. Terry got it.
The gym adds fat pounds to you?
No, if I don't go to the gym, I'm not getting skinny.
Yeah.
I was looking for you to do it.
But I will be at the Thai food restaurant tonight eating egg rolls by the handful and chasing them with peanut sauce.
Will that be you? You know
what?
Thanks for asking. I'm kind of becoming a little bit fascinated by the response, the level of agitation that I'm sensing from listeners who are calling, and especially ones who are emailing based on this story, especially the ones who are getting on me. Hey, I'm just taking this all in. This situation about the trends of what's happening as we're speaking right now. We're not talking about yesterday. We're talking about right now and leading into tomorrow. And I'm not the one who's throwing it down your throats saying, hey, I'm believing that this is the case when no one else is saying it. I didn't know any more necessarily than you all did this morning. I sensed it, Terry, but I never heard it in such plain terms like the reporter is telling me. So I'm pretty much taking it all in for the first time this morning as well. So don't get on me.
Oh, jeez.
Because a lot of guys out there are upset that they're going to have to not only switch to the Subway veggie sandwich, but then throw it up when they're done to have a good-looking body, Terry, that's in and trendy. But they're going to have to change their whole mindset as far as trying to keep up with the guys that are looking good. I am also not convinced that this is going to be a permanent or even a partially temporary thing that even takes hold in any major capacity. But we have to at least give it a lot of consideration based on the fact that it is a fact that every magazine that's out there right now, not yesterday, but today and tomorrow, doesn't have a guy in it that supposedly is the guy that looks good today. Not yesterday, but today and tomorrow. And this guy who looks good today and tomorrow is 140 pounds.
They are skinny, super skinny.
Listen to the lady. I want you to listen to the lady one more time. That's right. I'm going to play it one more time.
You played it, and I've listened.
I'm going to play it one more time, and you're going to listen again, Tari, because everyone seems to want to take me on for it. I'm taking it in like everyone else this morning. I'm watching this parade. I'm not playing the big old tuba, throwing it down your throat in this parade. I'm standing by as a spectator and watching with fascination as well. And I got work to do too if this is what's in, because I want to look good, Terry. And I don't care if I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm going to cram it down my own throat if I have to. All right?
That'd be impressive.
Yeah.
If I was bald, I'd get plugs. If I'm going to be midlife crisis guy to the nth degree, Terry. And if they're saying this is what's in, I got to take this into account.
They are skinny, super skinny. They have matchstick legs, and they're all...
Okay, so let's see. I got to be super skinny with matchstick legs, or else I'm not good looking.
Right.
All right. Listen to Terry's voice. She's so upset.
They are skinny, super skinny. They have matchstick legs, and they're all the rage.
All the rage. Did you hear that?
All the rage.
Does she sound like she's joking?
No, all the rage.
All the rage.
Matchstick men.
Super skinny. They have matchstick legs.
Not matchstick men, matchstick legs, Terry.
You might as well call them matchstick men.
You can't.
Their legs, their body, everything is a matchstick. Ooh, sexy and all the rage.
And they're all the rage. The rail-thin male model is dominating the catwalk. It started at Dior, and now the look is everywhere. Once upon a time, it was all about muscular, swaggering models. The skinny model trend made headlines recently in the New York Times. These are the guys lots of designers and magazines have deemed hot. Zach Russell is 6'2", weighs 155 pounds.
Okay, so we got the matchstick legs. We got the day of the muscular, good-looking guy being a thing of the past. We have 30-inch waists.
No, I thought it was 29.
This is all our goals now. If we want to look good enough to be considered attractive by women out there. Women are getting bigger, and men, if you're not aware of it, wake up this morning and smell what's going on. You're getting smaller. And Terry doesn't like it. That makes it extra special. Lorena, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, T-Man. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
How are you, Lorena, baby?
Okay,
Lorena, I'm at 180, but I plan to be at 140 by Monday, okay?
If you can get to 140, you're definitely my next man.
Oh, jeez.
See that, Terry? I'm going to tell you right now, if Lorena is going to come on and say that she's kind of feeling this way too, and she's totally for this, she's going to be in the vast minority, because most people are emailing me saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, when I'm not even the one really talking about this. Most people on the line are waiting to say this is not the trend, that this lady who's reporting on this is way off. Well, I think you guys just don't feel it yet, but it's happening. You don't really sense a true trend until it's almost in the rearview mirror, Terry. Either it's fully engorged upon us.
Good morning.
Or it's already passed. That's when the typical person realizes what the trends are. Continue on, Lorena. Are you going to tell me that you're into this kind of guy that the reporter is describing?
I love skinny guys. I don't know what it is. I've always liked them. And to make it even, I guess, funnier, I guess you could say I'm a big girl, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I really, I don't know, not, like, usually I just love skinny guys.
What a modern couple they could be, Terry. A thicker woman with a skinny guy. But she says she's always been into them. And because you've always been into them doesn't really capture what's the trend. You should be skewing this way because this is what is all of a sudden the look of the, I don't know, where are we headed? To the 10s? What do you call it when we get to 2010? This is the 10s look.
Teens, maybe, I don't know.
Yes. And we don't like change unless Barack Obama's talking about it. But this is what's apparently happening right before our very eyes that Terry Free wants to scoff at. And scoff she will.
Scoff, scoff.
She'll scoff all the way to the peanut butter tub where her and her man will dive in head first.
That is right.
Terry, you don't even have to worry, obviously. You're a married woman who's never been happier, and you're not out there looking for the guys that are getting dressed up and going out to meet ladies. So you don't have to worry about what they're going to be wearing, what they're going to be looking like, and how much weight they lost to make sure they look their best to go out this week. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that.
I know, and I told you that.
Are you worried about in the future days your daughter's bringing home these skinny matchstick leg, piano leg dudes? And
maybe.
You're going to convince them that they don't know what's good looking and sound like an old fuddy-duddy?
Skinny people live longer. You shouldn't hope they marry somebody skinny.
Well,
it is healthier, Terry.
In fact.
Let me tell you this. When I went to Italy, which was a few years ago now, there was not one overweight person in the entire country. Every city I went to, I was even saying to my wife, I was like, I cannot believe this. I have not seen even one chubby guy. It's amazing to me. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, like after being there 2 weeks, I'm like, look at that guy. He's overweight. I can't believe it. I ran up to him. He was an American. Visiting. Should have known. So maybe it's now made its way across the Atlantic and across the country now to the West Coast. But if you believe the female reporter who's telling you on what's in the pages of the magazines that are on the stands right now, you're not going to see a guy over 150 pounds. And you're definitely not going to see a guy with a 33 or 34-inch waist. That's huge.
34.
Jeez.
It is kind of sick.
Yeah.
And everything we do in this world has to become obsessive. So it's typical that now we're going to have anorexic men. We're going to have guys going, no, just have a salad. Troy, you're on the air.
Hey, T-Man.
Yes, Troy.
Hey, you hit the nail right on the head when you said men are getting skinny and the women are getting bigger. Well, that's true. I've been trying for years to gain some weight. You know, I'm like 5'5". I weighed 120 pounds for the longest time. Physically fit. You know, nothing wrong with me. I gained about 40 pounds because most women wanted a, thicker guy.
Yeah, but
and
I don't know 5'5" is ever going to be
fat.
in.
I got too big.
Good shit. Ain't happening.
I got too big. But here's the problem. All the women kept getting bigger.
If you're
and
waiting
I got
for
so sick and tired. I'm tired of being a little squirrel trying to climb a mountain just to get a nut.
Wow.
Little squirrel is probably the accurate part. If you're waiting for the day the reporter comes on the air with the story saying, what you're finding in the magazines is 5'2" and under. That's the rage. It's all what's happening and what all the magazine publishers want. I mean, I don't think that day is ever going to be upon us, Troy. So you might be a little up against it at 5'5", but hey, if it works for you, if you're making it happen, if you're getting lots of ladies, then what's the big deal, right?
Hey, that's all that matters.
Okay. So now you're tempted.
I it's bad that women are getting too big. They need to slim down. I think that's why they want men to slim down.
Wow.
Are you tempted to go back to your skinnier days now that you're hearing this story there, Troy, or what?
Yeah, I dropped quite a bit of weight. I've always been muscular, never fat, but, I dropped quite a bit of weight. Dated a woman that, ended up being 190. I got her to drop a little bit of weight. Then she got fat again, had to drop that.
Wow. Got fat again.
190.
Never-ending cycle, huh? Let's go to Sloth in Oakland. Yes, Sloth.
Hey, what's up, T-Man?
How you doing, Sloth?
Just chilling, man. I'm just calling because that story is on point. It's the truth, man. Everywhere you go now, man, you're seeing these fine women with these dudes that are so small and skinny, and they got the girl pants on, and you're like, man, why are you with him?
Yes.
They're always wearing it. And I go to the malls, you see girls like that, and they're taking all the fine women, and I don't even know how they get them. It's crazy.
But they're girl pants fine. That's what you want to call them. But if all guys are wearing them, don't they cease? Don't they start becoming boy pants again? If it's not just don't tell me no, Terry. If it's a situation where all guys are wearing girl pants, then they become boy pants again.
Do you really want to be able to exchange pants with your wife?
They're going to the girls section to buy them, though. You know what I mean? They ain't going to the guys section to buy them. They're going to the girls section to buy them.
Terry,
they don't sell guys pants like that.
If you thought I was serious about getting down to 160, unless Hotshot offers me at least $2,000. All right? I'm down to 180 now, and I can't afford to lose any more weight because I feel skinny enough. But doesn't mean that if I wasn't, I'm mid-30s, if I was mid-20s, if I was 21, like, I don't know, how old are you, Sloth?
I'm 21.
I'm doing what I need to do to be relevant. I'm doing what I need to do to be trendy. I'm doing what I need to do to be now, to be what's happening, Terry. And that means if I got to be 140 pounds, I'm doing it.
Man, I can't do that to you, man. I can't look like that.
Hey, honey, I need to borrow a pair of jeans.
They don't even look good.
So what do you weigh, Sloth?
I am about $180.
Sloth, I need you down to 116 by Monday.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
What's your waist size, Sloth?
31, 32. I think 32.
Do you work out with weights, Sloth?
Yeah, I work out with weights.
All right, that's got to stop. Because the weight thing is in the rearview mirror. It's a thing of the past. No girl wants a guy that's muscular anymore these days. You got to realize what's happening before your very eyes. People are never aware of what's happening before their very own eyes until it's, as I said, Terry, almost already run its course.
I know it's out there. I just can't do it. I'm willing to wait for those girls that are like, I don't need a guy that... The guy like me is going to walk over and punch him in the mouth and take her.
So, for all the people that are calling in, for all the people that are emailing saying this is not what's happening, I don't believe it, you're saying you go to the clubs, he's 21 years old, he goes on a regular basis, and he sees all these thick ladies with guys who are about 150 pounds.
Yeah, man, you see it all the time. Clubs, malls, everywhere I go, I see it all the time.
Huh? Terry, what do you have to say now? What do you got to say now, Terry? All right, we'll be 150 by Monday. What do you got to say now, Terry?
Oh, I'm just bitter that, maybe I'm not able to be a part of that.
Do you feel like you missed out?
Oh, missing out, yeah.
You were born 15 years earlier or later.
Bummer.
You don't envy the 20-year-old girls?
No, that's fine. I mean, again, I think, yes, there are those who are out there, and I'm sure, however, I kind of disagree with them. I don't necessarily think it's the heavier woman, so to speak, but I think that, even though Lorena does love the skinny guy, I think that reality is the average woman likes somebody who's not
getting it. If only they could have been you, Terry, these 20-year-old girls of now. Right. If only they could have gone out with the guys with the 17-inch biceps and the roid rage ready to smack you at the drop of a hat. Oh, what they missed out on, huh? With the real shriveled testicles to the size of raisins because they had to keep up with all the guys who were in the gym pumping iron in the 80s and getting all thick-necked and looking all good.
Stop running your mouth, bitch.
You look at that guy again, beach, you're going to pick up a glass and shove it in your freaking mouth.
Wow.
They missed out, didn't they, Terry? Didn't they miss out on the guys of your day, Terry? Come on! Terry, what else is going on out there in the world? You can talk about skinny guys. We're all blue in the face, but I'm sure there are other things going on for the last weekend that is upon us for February 2008. What do you got?
Yeah, well, since we're talked to the guy about the clubs and all that.
Yeah.
We have talked about how DJs in Vegas clubs are making the big dough, in the last couple months, last year or so.
Not just Vegas, but that is pretty much the capital of the big contract contract for DJs, but I know dudes who are flown to Germany. I know guys who have deals in Dallas, and they get first-class tickets to Boston just so they can do a night in a club, and they're getting like thousands upon thousands of dollars per night, and they're getting million-dollar contracts. So, yes, we have discussed that over the past number of months. Why, what's the latest on that?
Well,
now they want them all 130 pounds?
Well, no, actually. Apparently, doormen at Las Vegas clubs are actually making around $500,000 a year.
Just for opening the door?
Yeah. Let me get that for you, miss.
I think they probably double as security, do they not? And that probably is all from the money people slip them in Vegas clubs, Terry. They probably get slipped not just 20s. If you want to get anywhere to get in the club in Vegas, you better at least have a 50, preferably a $100 bill, to put into the hand of the doorman so you have a shot of getting in Pure or any of the clubs, LAX, that are tearing it up right now in Vegas. So is that included in the money that they're calculating that the doormen make, or what?
Yes.
Well, if they're calculating the money they get slipped, if they're calculating all the 50s and the 100s that dudes are willing to put into their hands to try to get into the club, then $500,000 a year is probably a light estimate. I mean, you got to figure, if a guy's getting $100 here, $100 there, he's probably pulling in about $10-15 a night. And he may be making all close to $1 million just for being the guy at the frickin' door. How do you get that job?
Well, I know.
I don't even think you're considered a bouncer if you're the doorman. The doormen are not the...
I don't think, no, they're not the muscle.
They're not the old school Terry boyfriends with the... with the Tyrannosaurus Rex neck and the big T-shirt that's just wafer thin and showing everyone what's
staff on the back of it.
Well,
waiting for them, and I don't think they're even considered part of security. These are just doormen. Man, what a great gig to get lined up with.
These guys are too cool to pull people out of bars.
Yeah, and what did you estimate about $15,000 or whatever?
Well, if they're getting some 50s and 100s, which I know the doormen in Vegas get at the top clubs, just so you can cut the line or get in the door, they're probably making about $10-15 a night.
Yeah, and that's actually the Las Vegas Review-Journal. They're estimating around that too. Actually, more about $8 to $10 a night.
$8 to $10 a night that these doormen make.
Yeah.
Wow, tax-free, by the way.
Yeah, tax-free.
Now, do you just go to Club Pure and fill out an application, or do you pretty much have to, I'm assuming you have to know someone or maybe even be a cousin of the owner or something like that, right?
I mean, you're just not on Monster.com, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not like guys are going to pack up and leave Oregon saying, I want to try to pursue this career as a doorman, so I'm going.
Well, they may now.
Yeah, but it's not like women who want to get into the Vegas scene to make more money being a stripper. You can leave your job and leave Seattle or leave the Bay to go to Vegas to try to be in the capital of the world of the stripping environment. And that's a realistic move. Yeah, it's an interesting life, but you're not going to be with the doors shut in your face. I don't think there are many job openings for what Terry's talking about here. It's not like you just fill out an application and hope one day you get a phone call, you're the guy.
It's true. Not a lot of openings, but I would definitely do it if I was 21 and unemployed.
Oh, who wouldn't do it?
See,
you kidding me?
Gone.
Greatest job in the world. All these girls lined up, looking their best, actually, at the point in the night. Never going to look better in the night than they look right then and there as they're waiting to get in the club.
What do I have to do to get in?
Exactly.
Well,
you get hundreds slipped by guys. I don't even want to tell you what the women are slipping, Terry.
Oh, jeez.
They're slipping you the morning after pill and telling you where to meet them.
Sounds good.
That's the deal. It's the greatest job in the world, Terry.
Great gig.
It's the greatest gig known to man. Being a doorman at one of those clubs.
It's a lot of power.
We're only really talking about 6 or 7 clubs that are really the biggest time clubs in Vegas. And I'm sure it's not just one doorman sitting there.
Oh, right.
There's like 10 or 11 door guys.
Yeah.
But those guys
making that kind of money.
They're saying they're making $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
As much as, yeah.
Beautiful. Some guys just got a good life carved out, don't they? Is that so unfair or what? I tell you, I always say that if there's any fairness to the world, if I'm the man who's controlling it all, I take those guys who got it all too good, and in their reincarnation, I make them like a squirrel that gets run over by the semi.
Wow.
Because there's got to be fair and balance. There's got to be, like, fairness. There's got to be what goes around comes around. You're doing it great. You got the dream life this time around. Boy, but are you going to get it good next time? Right?
You should make him,
how could that be justified?
Make him a blind squirrel.
Make him a blind squirrel.
How could that be fair? Even Colin Farrell, Terry, I've always admired him from afar. All the women, the raunchy sex that he's having with random women. How does he get so freaking lucky? Freaking idiot.
Wow.
Whoa.
Jeez.
What can we reincarnate him as that'll really hurt?
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah,
Give me something.
Gay phone operator's mattress.
Whoa.
Speaking of gay phone operator,
yeah?
that would be a tough thing to be reincarnated as. Oh my goodness, night after night, the never-ending farts.
Well, the relations.
I just want is gay on the Terry Cam little chat room spot right now, Terry. Does that go without saying that he'd be there? Actually,
yes.
I think I heard Pasty earlier this morning complaining that Gay's been eating all morning long on Terry Cam. Is that something he's been doing?
That is true.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. For a guy who got his stomach stapled, who's been complaining that he's putting on a few pounds lately, I'm surprised that he can't put down the turkey leg for just the chat room experience, Terry. He can't do it in his private time. Apparently, he can't get enough food. So
yeah, it's not like a breakfast sandwich. He's eating like Chinese food. Like chow mein.
Chow mein.
Yeah.
I just want him to know, because I know that he was going to make the effort himself, but I'm going to try to save him some of the exertion. We sent out, he made the big announcement yesterday that he's going to have the first annual, I think it was on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, he's going to have the first annual in-gay apartment Terry Cam chat party, or whatever he's calling it, right?
Yes.
Well, I just want to alert him so he doesn't have to do the work himself, that we, yesterday after the show, to try to save him some time, we sent out an invitation to John, which I'm sure was a person on his guest list.
About time.
It's in the mail. He should be responding and RSVPing any time now.
Uh-huh.
And John will be an invited guest, or already has been, to the Gay Phone Operator First Annual in-house Terry Cam chat party.
He's the life of the party. It's a good choice.
And here now, a response from the gay man.
He's a gay phone operator.
Look at his face.
He's so gay. He's so phone operator. And now, here's Gay. Good morning.
Good morning. And no, he won't.
Okay, I don't think I'm fooling anyone. I think you're probably pretty aware that I didn't send out an invitation after yesterday's show, but I will make a phone call.
No.
He knows where you live, and I will make a phone call. If you're going to have a party that involves listeners, I think it's only something that should happen, that John is an invited guest.
He can be invited all he wants. If he shows up, he'll get his ass kicked out.
By who?
By me.
By all the skinny guys you're going to have over?
Yeah, no, there's some big guys coming, too. I am not going to have him here.
You don't have a choice.
Do we have John's number?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's 253.
Oh, my goodness.
653.
Oh, my goodness.
346.
Oh.
All right, hang on. What was it again now?
253.
You're not supposed to be doing this over the air, Gabe, but this is like the agreement you guys have between each other.
Okay. 253.
Yeah.
653.
Right.
3466.
It's very
that would
wrong
be
of you to do that, Gabe.
phone number.
It's wrong of you to do that, by the way.
Oh, God, I know.
Since you did it, I'll call him, and I'll extend an invitation to your party on your behalf.
Sure. Yeah, he won't come in. Oh, by the way, we still need a caterer.
Oh, jeez.
If anybody is interested.
No. Really? Please, nobody cater it.
Oh,
they might.
I'm sure in many a restaurant around the country right now, they're saying, we need to get on this, Bob. This is our calling.
Hurry.
I love Bob. What the hell happened? What kind of number did you give me?
That's his number.
I was going to leave a message extending the invitation.
That's his number.
How do I get this to go away? I've said that a couple times in my life. Ow. What was the number again? 253?
653.
653.
3466.
3466.
Oh, jeez.
He's going to kill you, Gay.
I know.
He doesn't even have a voicemail?
Leave a message. All right.
That's not his.
Could be him.
That was him.
Hey, this is John. I just wanted to make sure you're aware that Gay Phone Operator is having his first annual in-house Tari Cam chat room get-together/party extravaganza, and it's going to start at what time, Gay? Around 7 a.m., 8 a.m.? It's
He
got to
said
be during
8 a.m.
8 a.m. So make sure you're there in your John finest. I'm extending an invitation to you on Gay Phone Operator's behalf. He's on the line right now. He's not saying anything, so obviously he wants you to be there as
You're
much
not
or more
coming.
than me.
You're not invited.
As much or more than me, John. So now you have the
invited.
details. It's this Tuesday morning. It's at Gay Phone Operator's place that you've been at, a couple of dozen times already this week, I'm sure.
One time. That was it.
And we'll be able to watch you guys enjoy the morning like never before our very eyes on Tari Cam at the first annual Gay Phone Operator in-house chat room party extravaganza. John, you're an honored and welcomed and invited guest.
No, you're not.
You've already invited him over. What do you care?
He's not coming back. He showed up to my place drunk.
And you invited him in.
Yeah.
Because you're so hard up for friends.
Well, that was a mistake. It was a total mistake.
Well, it's too late now. Gay?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Yeah, go away. There he goes.
So people are dying to go sleep on Gay's floor?
I don't know if they're sleeping on the floor.
Is it a sleepover?
I thought it was. No, it's just a party. Oh.
Just coming there at 8 a.m., partying it up.
Starts at 8 in the morning, and you want it to be a sleepover? They got to hang out all through the day and into the next one? Wow. Jorge, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, G-Man, what's up?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. I was just calling because, I don't get reception for your fine show in Gilroy, so I was just hoping to stay on hold so I could listen to that show.
You just want to be put on hold so you can hear the show? A lot of people call from Gilroy. A lot of people listen to Gilroy. Why can't you get reception?
I don't know. I'm in the car, so, I don't know. I guess this car has bad reception.
It's probably more, a situation that involves your car's radio status as opposed to... I mean, we get calls and emails from Gilroy all the time, but I'll put you on hold, I guess, for a little while. Needs to hear the show that bad. There's also the internet, dude. Yeah, actually, never mind. Goodbye.
Right.
I need the phone line.
There you go.
We only have 73 lines, and I will be taking calls on those 73 phone lines, Terry, for pretty much the rest of the show. I know you got a lot of stories, Terry. Give me a preview. What else you got? Give me another quickie. What do you have?
Interesting little story about this kid who was suspended for putting up a MySpace in his principal's name.
Stop right there. You teased it, and you know I'm into the teases over the past couple days. I'd love to be teased. We will hear all about that story. Anything anyone wants to talk about as we start to bring this Friday show into the home stretch is fine with me. You have any relationship issues that need to be smoothed out in the final hour and a half of the show before the weekend is truly here? 1-866-663-T-Man is the number to call. 1-866-663-T-Man. Back at it. All right, Terry, give me that story really quick, and then I'm going to go to the phones and mass for us. What was the story you were telling us about the dude who did something on MySpace that got himself in some trouble with it?
Yes, he did. A 13-year-old boy who was suspended, by the way, for 80 days.
13. What is that, 7th grade? What is 13 these days,
8th grade.
I know it changes all the time. 8th grade? Okay.
Yes. He was suspended because...
For 80 days?
For 80 days.
Man, talk about a long-term vacation, sabbatical, whatever you call it. That would have been just the greatest time of my life. 80 days without having to go to school. Okay,
yes.
What did he do?
Anyway, he was
horrible?
suspended for 80 days because...
Wait, let me see if I can try to figure out what the hell you could do on MySpace. He didn't... it's something that happened on MySpace. It's not like something that started on MySpace and led him somewhere where he actually did something really bad. It's something that just is MySpace contained, or...
Yes.
Or what?
Yes.
So it never got beyond MySpace. He did something on MySpace that got him an 80-day suspension.
Yes.
Did he say he was going to set fire to the school or shoot up the school? One of those old fashion deals? No. I mean, please. We've been doing that for 10, 15 years now, right? Okay, so something more original or what?
I don't know how original it is.
So it's not
as
a
far
bomb
as
scare,
no.
It's not a fire. It's not a threat. Is it considered under the heading of a threat that he made on MySpace?
I think it's more of a personal threat. Well, no, it's not even a threat. No, I don't even consider it a threat. No,
but it's a personal attack.
Yes,
personal comment. Well, now you just pretty much gave it away. There go my guesses. All right, what happened? What did the
this 13-year-old this little 13-year-old boy decided to make up a MySpace in his principal's name? So he pretended to be the principal.
Yes.
And
made the principal out to be all cross-dressing and gay and stuff like that, or what?
Yes.
And the principal is just way too touchy, and 80 days is too much as far as the punishment fitting the crime. Is there anything I'm missing? He just made a MySpace profile representing the principal, and
well, of course, he put all kinds of not nice things on there, like saying that the principal's interests were having sex with students and pleasuring himself in his office, and he, had a naughty novelty called the Purple Penetrator, and that he was into gay porn.
I was wondering where the hell that went. Well, you know what, Terry? This is the internet.
I understand.
And this is the day of the internet, obviously, where free speech is now more of a in-your-face, regular day occurrence than ever before.
I understand that.
So the principal, I know principals have such huge egos and get bent all out of shape, but I am going to say, based on what I'm hearing right now, that 80 days is way too over the top. Now, you're going to give me probably the whole spiel about how 8th graders and kids, whatever, need to be more respectful of the authorities, blah, blah, frickin' blah. Fine, I'm not going to say that 8th graders should just be disrespectful to teachers and principals. That would be stupid. But the principal has now compounded what was wrong as far as being done here by giving this kid an 80-day suspension when really, if anything, his free speech rights are being violated to some degree. Now, you can't yell fire in a crowded building. That doesn't fall under heading of free speech. And you can't slander someone for no good reason.
Well,
but still, while I'm thinking this dude needs to be told that this is not to be tolerated and a 5-day suspension more than does that, 80 days just all of a sudden becomes just a personal vendetta between the principal and the child.
Well, but seriously, that is slanderous, and that's, the principle, if that's the case, if you want to go with the free speech thing, okay, that's all well and good, especially when it comes to the internet, because you're right, it's very difficult to monitor it these days, but there's a lot of harassment, when it comes to, and stalking when it comes to the internet. And we've seen stories in the news where kids have been brutal to other children, and it's, with MySpaces and things like that.
And if you heard me, you just said I don't condone this, and I recognize this as some form of slander, or who knows, maybe even the student can show and prove that the principal does in fact have the purple people eater dildo under his desk. That would make it a 5-day suspension cut down to 3 days now. But 80 days. When you get past 10 days, what's the point, Terry? What message is sent at 80 days that isn't sent at 70? What message is sent at 80 days that isn't sent at 40 days? Why an 80-day suspension? How did they come up with 80 days?
Well, basically, I believe the 80-day suspension pushed it out to the end of the school year.
Oh, so he's suspended for the rest of the school year.
Right, basically.
That's why it comes down to 80 days. So he's been expelled basically until calendar school year 2008-09 begins. Over the top.
Wow.
Over the top by one of these principals there are so many of these days that think they're way too high and mighty. Not that they don't deserve a very nice deal of respect by the students that are in their school, but it's to such proportions that they expect to walk around like the lords of the manor. That is over the top. So he put a MySpace profile up of the principal, writing all kinds of terrible things. Fine. Shouldn't have been done. 2-day suspension should cover it.
I'll take a MySpace page over a bullet.
If you have to make the decision between the MySpace page and the student that wants to shoot you, you probably take the MySpace page.
Well, in that case, if you're going to do that, well, then be prepared for the principal to sue you and your family.
Well, my family has nothing, so now what?
Well, you can still you obviously have something.
You Can't sue people that don't have anything, and most people don't really have stuff to be sued for.
You never know.
Gonna sue me for my DVD player? Fine.
You never know.
There you go, Prince. Principal, short for Prince. Long for Prince, apparently. There are all a bunch of princes out there.
And in the same,
They've made it in this world. All these principals. Yes, Terry, I'm sorry I keep stepping on you.
I was going to say.
They're so unbelievable.
That if that's the case, if you want to go toe-to-toe and, right of free speech and all that, well, then guess what? I'll make a nice little MySpace of you and your family.
All right, go ahead, Terry. I mean, there's nothing you can do to my family that I don't do to myself on a regular basis.
But do you understand? I mean, then it becomes very vicious, and then it does become very. I mean, it's.
Terry, I'm not sitting here saying what the kid did was right. I'm not saying I defend the kid's free speech right, so he had every right to do this. You're not hearing me. I'm saying yes, even though I'm a big proponent in free speech. Obviously, this kid did wrong, but there's nothing wrong with a 3-day suspension to send all the message that needs to be sent, and an apology by the student to the principal in order. And after that, it just becomes overkill. It just becomes the principal being, oh, I can't believe this was done to me. I'm a principal. The kid did something wrong. The kid knew he was doing something wrong when he did it. We agree on that. The suspension is absurd. Now, you got me so worked up again, Terry.
Oh, jeez.
I can't believe we have so many things we don't agree on these days. It's unreal. I promised calls. They're all sitting there. They're all waiting. And now I got to be up against a hard break again. Doug has a good story that he wants to talk about. I just want to make sure Doug doesn't hang up. Doug, can you hang on? Can you hang in there, Doug?
I'm in there, T-Man.
You're going to hang in there for me for one more break?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because, he's got a very important problem that he needs to have worked. You can hear the stress in the man's voice, Terry.
Sounds like it.
We don't help this man. He could have a tragic, horrible weekend.
Make a MySpace page about you.
Oh, jeez.
He may make a MySpace page about me, Terry, because I didn't help the man.
Uh-oh.
Look at people putting a MySpace page about me. That would make me look more ridiculous than I already do.
Well, I mean, you don't want stuff, think about it. You have a family, things like that. You don't.
Cross-dresser, big whoop. If someone wants to put in there that I'm a cross-dresser, you think that's going to bother me? I want to see what I look like in certain outfits. Be like color forms.
Wow. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
80 days. Gestapo out there. I can take calls on this, Terry, that I'm sure would agree with me. The sensible response. But I have too many calls waiting right now, and all the lines are taken, and no one can call in on the subject. So, basically, what I'm saying is you pretty much wasted everyone's time. But that's okay. It was a very important story to discuss, not really. And we will come back, and we'll take calls from, who else? Gina's hanging in there. Hang on, Gina. And, Jeremy's been waiting over an hour. Jeremy, are you there?
Yes.
Jeremy, can you hang in there, or what?
I'm trying.
I apologize on behalf of Terry Free.
Wasting our time.
For not showing you the proper respect, you the caller, the proper just due that you have coming to you.
Terry, I forgive you.
Oh, thank you so much. Feel so much better now.
Jason wants to talk about liking smaller girls. That seems like yesterday's show. He's been on hold so long, Terry. Jason, are you still there in Pleasanton?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you going to be able to hang in there?
Yeah, I'm in class, but I'll hang in there.
You have to go to class?
Yeah.
What's your first class today?
My first class is Administration of Justice.
What of justice?
Oh no. Yep.
Miscarriage of justice?
Administration of Justice.
All right. Well, enjoy that. Hang on if you can.
I had a class just called Miscarriage.
All these calls. That'd be a real needed class. After these words. Terry's stories have been cleared aside. And that means phone calls, 1-866-663-T-Man. Doug, thanks for hanging in there, buddy. What's up, baby?
What up, T-Man?
How are you, sir? What's your situation? What's your problem? How could I eliminate your problem before the weekend is truly here, sir?
Yes. I have a modern-day situation. It's looking good so far. I'm trying to make it Candyland this weekend, but I don't want it to blow up in my face. Check it out. I have 2 girls, right? And they don't know about each other.
Are you already laughing at this man, Terry? Is that what I'm hearing?
Just the way you kind of set it up.
He's trying to make Candyland happen this weekend. I'm following along perfectly, and he doesn't want it to blow up in his face, and I'm about to check it out. Yes, Doug, continue on. I'm sorry for the distraction.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Dougie.
I have 2 girls which don't know about each other. They think they're the only one.
So it's been a slow month for you, is what you're saying, Doug.
Yeah.
2 girls, Terry. Mm-hmm. When usually the roster is much more filled out than that, I'm sure. But 2 girls is a tough enough situation. They have no idea about each other. And something is happening over this weekend that may cause a combustible kind of circumstance, or what? Why is it important now that we talk about the 2 girls that don't know about each other?
Well, because they both are interested in girls. But
so they both have expressed an interest in like a threesome with you, but they don't know about each other, and you're trying to figure out if there's a way to try to get it all together as one without them finding out that you've been seeing the other behind the other's back?
Exactly.
Wow. Do I know how this man is thinking, or what?
This is why I called you, T-Man, because you have a sick, twisted mind just like I do.
Well, thank you for noticing. Doug, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is one of the 2 more kind of easygoing and the type that is more apt to be able to keep your secrets more, and are both the same type that if they found out that you had been, really personal with the other behind the first girl's back, that they would both be really outraged?
You could say one is more of a fairy tale type of girl, and one of them is more of a hardcore.
But they both be pretty perturbed, if you will, when they find out that you've been kind of creeping around on the side, if you will. Even though, what's the length of the relationships that we have with these 2 girls? Or is one a lot longer than the other? They're both pretty much the same time period, or what?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Less than a year, both of them.
Both less than a year, but over 6 months?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, Terry, if he's going to make a threesome happen this weekend, they both are interested, and this will save them the effort of having to go out and find a strange girl. Not that they're that hard to find these days, but it does save them some effort, Terry, if you can just put them all together. Is it worth it? He has visualized what this threesome would be like with both his girls, and he knows it would be an absolute terror show.
This would be ideal. Ideal for me would be get a suite for the weekend and lock myself away for about 2-3 days.
But he has to evaluate the odds that he can pull it off, Terry. That that girl A, and they're both girl A in this scenario. Right. That girl A thinks girl B is someone that Doug just went out and got randomly. Right. And they can never come to the realization that Doug has been seeing girl B for a longer, serious period of time. Now, is that doable? Is that something he can pull off? Or will there... He can't leave him alone, Terry. He can't leave him alone to chat, that's for sure. Right. And you know how the best part of the threesome is when you get kind of what you needed and then some. You want your moment where you just leave them to chat and you're off... finally getting to take a chance to take that dump you've been holding back. And there's a lot of times where them chatting is a good situation for you, and you won't be able to have that luxury where you can just go off, make a sandwich or whatever, and just leave them to chat. So I don't know if it's worth it, Doug. I mean, it's a risk. It's going to be a risk.
Do you think a weekend is too long? Maybe it should be just a one-night thing?
It depends on your willingness to lose one or both of these girls. If you're okay with waking up on Monday morning with one of them pissed off, if not both of them, and even though it's an outside chance, because you're pretty crafty, you could probably pull this off, there's no doubt about that, but there's still a risk. Are you willing to run the risk of Monday morning or sometime midweek when they put it all together that you have one or both of them pissed at you, maybe sticking a knife in your front door or something like that? I mean, I don't know if it gets to those levels, but it's just a matter of risk-reward evaluations. Are you willing to run the risk?
Well, as far as losing them, I would have to say
Run it.
Yeah, I would run the risk because, I mean, this is the Bay Area. I could go hunting every day.
Run
You know what I mean?
So they're like just about any woman out there, Terry. Sorry to inform you, very replaceable.
Oh, to the lights.
Indeed.
Yes. So, Doug, if you have envisioned in your head that this dynamic of you and these two girls, if you were to get them all, if you guys get together all in the same room, that it'll just be a carnival of sexual fun, then, hey, you thought also about the risk, and it's worth it. The risk-reward is too big time to pass up. I say you report back to us this coming Monday or whenever the deal is finally done and tell us how it all went down. Okay, Doug?
All right, man. Thanks.
I'm a go for it kind of guy, Doug. You know me.
That's a big payoff. I'm in.
It's a big payoff.
But
if the payoff was small, Terry, because I say the odds are about 78% that he gets through it and he convinces them both that he doesn't really know the other one all that well, but he's acquainted with her and he just knew she'd be the type that'd be into the threesome and he talked to her about it and he's known her from around the way, but they've never and they probably won't ever have that moment where they get together and chat and you've known Doug. You went where with Doug? And with Doug? Who is this girl? Who are you, Doug? There is that possibility. But it's worth the risk.
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out on a good thing.
Jeremy, you're next up. Good morning, Jeremy. 1-866-663-T-MAN. Jeremy is on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Pretty good, my friend.
Good. Well, I've just kind of got a situation that's extremely confusing. It's kind of a two-part deal. One for Terry because she's a female and understand. Well, you speak for all women too, but I've been in a relationship for 4.5 years, and we were engaged at one point. And last year, she broke it off, but she still wanted to work it out, and because she wasn't ready for the whole commitment deal.
Oh, Terry, you know what? I'm already... and everyone is able to assume based on what we're hearing so far. This is a relationship with tons of baggage in its wake. And you know how I feel about relationships that just bring along a ton of baggage. They've been engaged, they called that off, they broke up, they got back together, all accumulating baggage along the way.
You know what, though, in this instance, and maybe it's just denial, but I don't think that there's a whole lot of baggage that was
because guys aren't the type to spot baggage. Women know more about baggage than guys. Guys are so simple they don't even know baggage when it's staring at them right in the face. You have baggage, trust me.
Especially
if you were engaged and you called it off and you broke up to test the waters and then you realized, no, I want to get back together because I don't like being apart from you, even though that seems all nice, it brings along baggage.
It was maybe about a week, but it was only like that.
If it was a half a minute, it creates baggage. The relationship has baggage, and long-term relationships are just hell to try to keep together when it has so much baggage surrounding it.
See, and that's
the question.
That's the unfortunate thing is, like, I'm the type of guy that wants to settle down and have a family.
What's your question?
I hold on to that.
What's your question?
Well, it's not really a question. It's more of a statement that I want to have a family and I want to get married and I want to, I'm almost 30 now, and
That's fine. Just don't have with this girl. You're 30 now. You're 30 now. You feel like you're getting in the age range where you're kind of embarrassed to be showing up at the clubs. You're a little uncomfortable in certain single kind of settings, and it's time maybe to get a little bit more settled. That's all right. Maybe you're a little young to feel that way. I'm thinking more 33 than 30, but that's all right. If you're feeling that way, good. And every guy, there comes a point where it's just awkward not to be a family guy. You should live your 20s appropriately, and that means not with anyone serious. And you should live your 30s. When you get into your 30s, 30s, yes, it absolutely becomes awkward to be a single guy all the way through your 30s. That's ridiculous. That's absurd.
By the time he meets somebody and dates them and engages to him and gets married, he'll be 33. So
there you go. That's why I'm saying, as painful and as uncomfortable and as unsettling as it may be for a while, because even though you got baggage with this girl, you're very comfortable around her. You have to let her go, Jeremy, and you got to actually go out there and actively look for the woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Because if you try to force a rest of your life situation with this girl that you've already accumulated tons of baggage with, it's going to bite you in the ass somewhere between now and the next 20 years. Hopefully sooner than later, but somewhere along the way it will, Jeremy. Take my advice.
Okay. Again, in another difficult
Whatever. He'll marry you by next week. I know that sound.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to give you another thing when you didn't take the first thing.
He sounds like a beaten man.
He's comfortable with that girl. Guys get comfortable. Guys don't like to be out of their comfort zone more than women do. So he doesn't want to be alone for half a minute of his life. He kind of looks geeky when he's all by himself, and he doesn't know what to wear. So he wants to now marry the girl that he's all kinds of baggage with, and they're going to fight all the time, Terry. And then when he's in his late 30s, they'll be filling out divorce papers, and he's going to be thinking about what the T-Man told him. I should have actually looked for the girl that was the girl I was going to spend the rest of my life with, but now it's too late. Because he's not taking my advice. He'll be engaged within the next 6 months and married between now and next year.
At least he'll know what to wear.
Yep.
Gina, good morning to you.
She's laughing.
Are you laughing or crying?
I'm laughing because you're right. But I wanted to comment on the MySpace thing, but I'm kind of mad at you, T-Man.
Uh-oh.
Because the last guy that called, I had so much good advice for him coming from a bisexual female. He could have pulled that off with 100% guarantee.
Uh-oh. I know, there's no 100% guarantee in this world. I gave it about a 78% chance of being pulled off successfully.
I'll take it.
78% chance, and that is the exact, precise, accurate number, not 100%. First of all, there's no such thing as 100% certainty involving anything in this world. So don't come on the air telling me I'm wrong and you're right about 100% guarantee.
No, there's a way he can do it.
Uh-oh.
There's a way he can do it. I agree.
He can do it. I have a perfect. I don't know if he's still listening though, so I don't know.
I encouraged him to do it. All right. What is your? Oh, let's humor it. Gina, what should the man do? What should Doug do to pull off his threesome with 100% money back guarantee from Gina in Oakland that he will not lose either of the two girls?
What he needs to do first off is not. It doesn't really. He doesn't really need to tell them how long he's known both of the girls, first off. What he can say is to one of the girls who's the easygoing one, because she's probably more open about it. He just said, hey, I know this girl, she's STD-free, which is good because I've known her for a while,
Lord.
She's down for a threesome. You know, you don't have to talk about it. It could be our little secret. Therefore, he set it up to where it could be their little secret. She's not going to be running around town talking about what they did. Therefore, he can go to the other girl and say the same thing and then get them in the same room, do it, and then he should leave before they wake up so they don't know anything. And he
why didn't I think of this, Terry? This is 100% guarantee.
All right, done.
What was I doing, Terry? I must be losing my touch. Guaranteed certainty, no questions asked. This is a slam dunk guarantee. Let me ask you this.
It's worked.
Gina, are you offering the guarantee that if he loses one or both of his women, that you are so sure that your system is a full fire method
I said it would work. I didn't say about
Let's
losing.
Put your ass on the line, literally. If he loses one or both of his women, he gets to ravage your ass as much or as hardcore as he wants because you have put 100% labeling on your advice. Are you putting your ass literally on the line here, Gina, or no?
I'm saying it will work. I'm not guaranteeing that they will both.
Oh, now she's not guaranteeing.
I need a guarantee.
I thought a guarantee came with a guarantee, Terry. I didn't realize guarantees don't come with guarantees.
They used to in the olden days.
Yeah, they did.
When it's 100% guarantee, what is she really risking? Nothing. Because if it's 100%, then what is on the line? Nothing. But she sounded a little scared when I put her ass up for
Yeah.
Up for the taking if the 100% guarantee has a small little percentage of failure. Don't call up with your 100% guarantees, Gina. Don't waste my time. All right?
I thought I had a...
You sounded kind of hot. Yes.
Oh, I thought I had a chance to make that happen when I was 20 with 2 girls and wussed out. It turns out they double-teamed a guy a month later.
Oh, jeez.
Dad, an extra helping of Sting on the wound.
That stung, yeah.
Jerome, you've made it. What's up? Jerome, can you hear me? Jerome.
Hello?
Oh, yes. You had, like, a last chance there, and you made it in. Yes. What's up, Jerome? Yes, Jerome? Oh, jeez.
That's me.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, it is Jerome.
Let's just assume it wasn't meant to be with Jerome. Let's see. Renzo. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Yes, Renzo.
What's going on, T-Man?
Not much, Renzo. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm calling about the 80-day suspension for the kid.
80 days, yes, that makes perfect sense to me. 80 days sounds like the exact number that will show him what he did wrong.
Let's check. When I was in high school, I went to high school and then I kind of messed up, so I had to go to night school the last semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a dumb kid. But anyways, I got caught drunk, and when they took me to the principal's office, I had a knife in my pocket and I had a 4-day suspension.
4 days for the knife and the public in-school drunkenness, Terry. So 80 days is obviously way too over the top, but you didn't offend the principal. Luckily for you, principals can't be offended. Oh, no. Don't diminish all they've worked for and accomplished in this world to become principals. That's why the 80 days has been put on this child who put the MySpace profile. It was more of a goof than anything, Terry. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to a principal having a sense of humor? Now, yes, I agree with you. It was not right to do. It shouldn't be condoned. And even though I wish the principal would have had more of a sense of humor, the fact that he didn't is perfectly understandable. 4-day suspension. And apologize to the principal while he's paddling your ass.
Oh, I
don't believe the paddle.
No, you don't.
But 80 days, please. Ashley, you're on the air. Ashley believes the 80 days was right on target.
There you go.
Ashley, hello.
Hello?
Yes?
Hello. Yeah, I was had a comment on with the whole...
Yes, you're on
MySpace.
the air, Ashley. Go ahead. Say it quick.
The MySpace page?
I got a lot of people to get to, Ashley. What do you got?
I agree with Terry because the 80-day suspension, I don't think that it was over the head because when in the high school, I got suspended towards the end of the year because for a self-defense fight. And then because of getting suspended towards the end of the year, I flunked all those classes and had to redo it.
How long was your suspension? How long was your suspension?
It was about 2 and a half months before school ended.
I got in so many fights, and I got 1 day for each one. Fist fights, so we're talking about, right? Hello? No, we lost her. Fist fights, Terry. Just your regular, good old-fashioned fist fight. Yeah. 2 dudes just settling their differences through their fists. Wouldn't that be nice if there was more of that these days, or what?
Probably, yes. I think that most people, especially teachers
and
such...
a fist in that area.
No, I agree with you, though. I agree that probably...
bigger suspension for that area.
Little less gunfighting and a little more...
I was called down to the principal's office. I was told to spend the next day at home because I'm suspended, and then I came back. When you suspend someone for 80 days, Terry, you're making that child a lot worse off than they were before the suspension. 80 days on their own is just going to get them in more trouble. So you'd better be justified. And this MySpace page that this kid created regarding the principal and the supposed lifestyle that the child decided the principal had was a wrong thing to do. But it's not wrong enough to now make this child a lot worse off to give him an 80-day suspension.
All right, well then would you...
4 days.
Listen.
Yes, I'm listening, and I'm watching you on Terry Cam. Go
Are
ahead.
you? Hi.
Yes,
There's my kiss for you. Would you rather then, instead of an 80-day suspension, would you rather, have law get involved and maybe possibly face jail time because of the harassment and all of that, going to court?
Oh, come on. We're using the word harassment so
But that's what it is.
How is that
That's what it is. That's what it is. Bullying on, you're bullying on the internet, and yes, it is.
That's not bullying.
It
when you create a profile of someone on MySpace and you make them out to be a transvestite when they're not.
You're bullying. You're writing down falsified information.
That is not bullying.
Yes,
bullying is telling someone, if you show up at school tomorrow, I'm going to kick your ass to the degree that you wouldn't even be able to recognize yourself when you look in the mirror.
All right, fine. But in the eyes of the law, so on and so forth, threatening, bullying, whatever, it can still fall under that umbrella. So, okay, no 80 days suspension from school, but hey, how about we spend some time in the damn slammer, little kitty?
Yeah, okay, let the kid go to jail. He deserves to go to jail for creating a MySpace page where he put the...
But that can happen. That can happen.
Let the principal grow up a little bit. Can he please? Or is he a 7th grader when he's looking out for the well-being of 8th graders? Stupid principal. He should be fired for giving this kid 80 days. Not that he had this coming. He didn't ask for this whole MySpace scenario to happen. But based on the way he reacted to this, he should be fired!
Oh, jeez.
Or forced. Against his will. Strong-armed. If I'm the superintendent of the school, there's only one person that the principal has to answer to, Terry, and last I checked, that's the superintendent of schools. If I'm the superintendent of schools or the mayor, I strong-arm this principal into slashing down this kid's suspension to a reasonable level. Or else your job is mine. Canned because you're too over the top, Mr. Principal, flexing your principal muscle like an idiot. My gosh. Now, let me ask you this, Terry. On Terry Cam, are more people logging on trying to get invited to Gay's stupid little ridiculous party? Or is the people that have been invited, is he still accepting invitees to his Tuesday morning really fruity gay phone operator first annual Terry Cam extravaganza get-together at his home, or no?
Well, I'm surprised he doesn't have it under, because he can put little captions under his name.
Maybe it's full. He said his place is only so big. Maybe he's already maxed it out.
And he said yes,
Why don't you ask him on the chat room, Terry? Why don't you ask him if people log on right now, if they ask him nicely, because he's going to make them grovel, for something that is so ridiculous that it's actually more of a punishment than a blessing, asking if they could come to his party. If someone out there, believe it or not, does want to get a last-minute invite to the Tuesday morning gay phone operator extravaganza, can they log on to Terry Cam and still get an invite? Yes or no?
Yes.
They can.
He said yes.
I hope people know that if they go to his house, he's not providing any food or drinks for them. So just prepare yourself. You might want to eat before you leave the house.
He's counting on a caterer to come through for him.
I know.
Kind of a guy invites you over to has a party and doesn't provide any food or drinks.
Yeah, so if you want to go over to Gay's house, feel really awkward and stare at him and have him stare back at you in the most uncomfortable fashion that you've ever looked at a person in your life.
What are you looking at?
Well, then why don't you log on to thetmanshow.com. You can click the link on for Terry Cam, and maybe you can get a last-minute invite to the gay phone operator, first annual, guaranteed to be last annual, in-house, fruity extravaganza.
What are they going to do?
Well, they're going to get on the cam and chit-chat and show the whole party going on.
We're going to play Twister.
It's so rude to invite people over and then ask for people to bring food.
He has no idea how to be a host.
None.
How is he going to invite people over?
Man,
he has no comprehension of how to be a proper host.
Should be embarrassed.
He's going to want people to, bring stuff. Well, I mean, I guess that's not out of the question when you're holding something, but still, he has no understanding, because he's never really hosted anything in his life, of how to be a host. Let me call him up real quick. It's getting more ridiculous the more and more I think about it, Terry.
Our listeners deserve better, I think.
That is an understatement.
Somebody suggested making it a potluck. They're gay.
But even that, I mean, when you invite people over...
His whole life has been a potluck. When is he going to change his ring?
It's a great song. Come on now.
No one's ever doing that with his heart.
Hello?
Why would you be inviting people over to your house when you know it's going to be the most awkward environment in the history of the planet, when you have no understanding of what is required of being a host to guests that come over your place? Why are you doing all this?
Okay, when I talked to somebody about doing this, I said I felt bad because I didn't have anything to provide for a party, and I was told that no, if I'm the host, that I don't have to provide food or drink.
Really?
That people can bring.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad about that. I wanted to provide, but I don't have the funds for that.
You're a working man. You get a regular paycheck now. Don't cry poverty. Go out and buy a party platter.
Go out. I have money to take care of myself. I don't have money to provide for a party.
Go out and buy 6 bags of Fritos and then buy some for your guests, too. And go out and buy what's necessary to be a good host.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Can't wait to go to the store and buy $40 worth of crap.
You know what? Nobody has to come. Why don't I just not do it?
Oh, wow.
I think that's the smartest thing you've said in about...
Wow.
So is it officially canceled? Is the first annual never going to come off? If it does, it's the last annual gay phone operator fruity extravaganza where listeners get together and feel all awkward and wish they had stayed home. Is that still scheduled for Tuesday or no?
Yes, it is.
Should be fun.
I thought you were just contemplating canceling it.
Well, no, you make me mad. You make me feel like crap because I'm not providing anything. I was told not to provide.
You're a horrible host.
I was told that everybody would bring stuff, and then
people hear what they want to hear, and I'm sure one person said, "Oh, if you're a host, you just have people bring stuff."
Oh my God!
But you told them you can't afford it.
Said that.
They said it because you told them. You go, I can't really afford to have people over.
No. Oh my God!
What a lousy party host!
Oh jeez.
But I'll provide the tail for pin the tail on the donkey.
Right.
Gay.
What?
Why don't you just cancel this terrible idea of yours?
Wow.
If you can't afford to have people over, you shouldn't have people over.
You know what? I already have people that have confirmed and they've taken time off from work to go. I can't cancel it.
I can tell you that people have emailed wondering how they can get an invite to your stupid little party. So are you still accepting invites if they log on right now?
I am. All they have to do is email me at gay@gayphoneoperator.com.
No. Let them go to...
Call me.
Let them go to Terry Cam. Let them go to the TManShow.com. I would request severely they think twice, maybe 1,600 times about doing it. But if they still want to be a part of this very just sad situation, they can log on right now. Gay is sitting there with his drumstick, and
something tells me there'll be food for him. I bet he'll somehow manage to squeeze together the money to eat himself.
Oh, jeez.
I did ask if they would leave the leftovers here.
Go to the TManShow.com.
Yes.
Click on the link that says Terry Cam. Yep. Join the party of people that on a regular basis are in the chat room saying all kinds of ridiculous things. People got so ridiculous that Terry decided to give them all the time out yesterday. Did you hear about that?
I did.
All the listeners got pissed at Terry because she decided they were being a little too profane. They were using too much profanity. They were getting too over the top with the way they were chatting, that Terry just blew everyone out, gave them all a timeout, and then rebooted the system. I don't know if Terry Cam should give you that kind of power, Terry. I don't know what kind of chatting you're expecting to be on Terry. What do you want people to be writing? About book reviews? What do you want them to be doing on Terry Cam? You're blowing everyone out.
I don't think that people need to, be really rude and vicious, and that's what happens.
What do you expect to happen in a chat room?
Just everybody have fun and comment on whatever's going on. You don't need to be, being mean and show the porn and all that stuff.
Unbelievable.
Just wants everybody to wink chun.
Do you hear this?
Uh-huh.
Dave just said that Terry's a bitch in the chat room.
Wow. I see that.
Well, that goes without saying. I had to confirm that this was the truth. I didn't believe it when I read it, Terry. When I got an email saying that you blew everyone out yesterday, I wasn't sure they were being accurate.
I wasn't even going to log in today.
Who didn't even log in?
I wasn't going to. I wasn't even going to put it on.
Terry's going to protest her own Terry Cam. Terry Cam, minus Terry. You are a little too sensitive, and you are too...
It's not for me. It's for other people they weren't attacking me. They were attacking other people.
I don't care. You're a little too unrealistic on what you expect to happen in a chat room, Terry. This is what goes on in the chat room.
Well, not in my chat room. Go to the other chat rooms then don't come to my chat room. Go to the chat rooms where it's appreciated.
Terry's taking her ball. She's gone.
Show.
You know, Terry Free has the proper attitude. I think she's ready to be a principal in some high school in this country. She takes her chat room ball and decides to go home whenever she decides. The conversation in the chat room's a little too much for her. Is that the way it's going to be, Terry?
Yeah.
We've given you the labeling, and really nothing more than that, of having your own chat room.
Yeah?
It's like Wendy's. Is it really owned by Wendy? No. There's a lot of people behind it, Terry, that are really the true owners, and it was named after some cute little freckly girl. Terry Cam is, yes, in fact, with your name on it.
Yes.
But don't think for a second that if you don't like the way the chatter's going, if you don't like the way the conversation's going in the chat room by the listeners, you can just pull the plug on the whole damn thing, shut it down, and decide that everyone needs a timeout.
All right, Dave Thomas never kicked everybody out of Wendy's and said, get out of here.
Dave Thomas didn't say, hey, too many chicken McNuggets going around. I feel like it's more of a salad bar day. Everyone out and come back when you realize the way it should be. He never did that. Of course, he's dead now, so it got him nowhere. But
and he wouldn't be serving McNuggets, but I get the point.
Well, he had nuggets. Maybe they weren't McNuggets. Yeah, I think it's a good point. Terry.
Yes?
You can't just decide to take your chat room ball and go home whenever you feel the need, okay?
Well, but it's not me. I mean, they're not being, I can handle my stuff.
You, of course not. Yeah.
No. I just think it's not nice when people attack one another. When that's, I mean, it got really brutal.
That's what they're in there for.
Well,
they love it. They love the brutality.
Else.
Who are you to decide what brutality is?
I'm the monitor.
And what isn't?
And by the way, one time when it got out of control, because every now and again, the big wigs for Stick Cam who have helped put this on, they get in there and they monitor it as well.
I've never heard of a chat room monitor decide that everyone must go and think about what has just transpired in here, and there's going to be a 1 hour timeout on the chat room. I've never heard of such a thing. Maybe you want to kick out one person who's over the top, and that is justified as far as being a monitor. But saying everyone must go because I've decreed it so.
Yeah.
That is a little bit unnecessary, Terry. And I think you get turned on by flexing your muscle in the same fashion that the principal who handed out the 80-day suspension.
I am
no
the
wonder
principal.
you agree with all those stories that you read.
Hey.
Now it's all coming together. Now it all makes sense.
Yep.
I hope you have a great weekend.
Oh, I will. Being in the monitor.